As you can see, he's already at the bar because he got some Ciroc. But I got to say, we just see Mason and a real genuine dude. I salute you. I salute you. Like, this is humble and stuff. I appreciate that. We need artists like you. That's it. At the bar.
Yeah, at the bar radio.
Yeah. You already know this the king of Philly, man. At the bar radio, man. You already right.
Just know why with that chit chat, I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always trippin'. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimpin'. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my bro that came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. Yeah. Alright.
Hey, Tuna, you made this?
I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always trippin'. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimpin'. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my bro that came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back.
Yo. What up, what up, what up, what up? We are back at the bar. Eddie, yo, we back. Lady Antoinette has joined us. She's back in the building. We got CP3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you drama free today, CP3?
I'm always drama free. Just I'm a little tired, so I don't know what's gonna happen tonight, man. Once we crack this bottle open, we'll find out.
Really?
Yeah, I've been
Damn, already with the bottle cracking?
bruh, I haven't had a drink all
You was about to laugh.
But I'm trying to think when I finished a bottle. I think I finished a bottle Sunday. So yeah, I haven't had a drink all week. I've had beer, but no drink. I'm exhausted from working and grinding. So I could use a night where I cut the fuck up a little bit. I think that might be tomorrow.
Well, we don't want to cut too up because
Right, you gotta work tomorrow, right?
we just got back on TikTok today.
Oh God.
I'll keep it PG-13.
You a lie.
I tried with a straight face. Shit.
You did try,
I
but
tried.
nobody
just didn't
believed
take
it.
it.
Not even
I didn't believe that.
right. He ain't even believe that. So
I'm trying to convince myself first. Shit. Then I can work on y'all.
But yeah, it's. I mean, some good things have happened. In sports,
it's a bad.
and some bad.
It's been a lot going on in sports.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because I haven't been able to do my show on Monday, I haven't really had a chance to address a lot of the stuff that's been put out there. I was going to try to do a pop-up show sometime this week. The way my schedule is looking now, I'm not sure. So I guess I'll touch on a little bit of it right now, since I haven't had a chance to get some of this stuff off my chest verbally. I've been speaking about it on social media. First of all, I got to get into the Dan Snyder situation because if a lot of you folks tune into sports, tune on to any other shows that I've done, we spoke about Daniel Snyder. I stated this over and over again that he is going nowhere because if the owners do vote him out, he has enough money and power to find the skeletons in those owners' closets. And best believe he knows they're skeletons because when you're rich and powerful and used to getting away with everything, there's some skeletons in your closet. Yeah. So why do you think the owners have never even approached the thought of voting him out? Because remember what he did to the minority owners, and they were his friends. Think about that. Think about the Donald Sterling situation with the Clippers, and he lost his team over a recording from his mistress. He don't care. He cashed out. He's an old dude. He's not going to be here that long. But these other rich billionaires know if they lose an NFL franchise and all of that wealth, their life to them is over. Oh, I got to be a millionaire instead of a billionaire. They have to slit their wrist.
Yeah.
So
Well, even for the Donald Sterling situation, the amount of money he was cashed out was substantial.
He made money on it, so it worked out in his benefit. Like I said, he's in his 80s, almost 90.
But see,
how much more time he got left?
Dan ran this organization down a little bit, so it's not worth what it was when he became the owner.
Yeah, but he was already a self-made man anyway, so there's still money on top of money. So it's maybe not worth as much because fans not buying as much merchandise and some of the advertisements and stuff because of some of the stuff that's come out or the alleged stuff that's come out because none of it's been proven, which I've also been on record of saying over and over again. Check the only source that's reporting this stuff and who owns that source. I'm not trying to get it taken off the air, so I'm not dropping no names yet. But Snyder's not going anywhere. And me and one of my good friends that we discussed football, we got into a heated debate because he felt I was coming from the angle of how are you going to snitch on other folks when you doing wrong. And I'm like, well, I'm not condoning snitching, first of all. Second of all, he's been officially linked to nothing. So he has nothing to worry about because anything came out, they would have had pictures, they had documentation, instead of all these allegations. Remember, Urban Meyer was on TV with the girl while he was still at the bar. So believe me, if Schneider had done something, there'd be some evidence of it, right, already out there. So he doesn't have anything to worry about. So that he went on his vendetta, like, okay, y'all want to spread these rumors and stuff in the news. Let me go ahead and do my investigating. And believe me, I know that he's found stuff on his own. They have mistresses and probably children out of wedlock and businesses and stuff that they don't claim. So trust to believe he has that. So if they want to take that as a threat, some of the fans like, well, that's going to be the straw that broke the back. The owners aren't afraid of him. It's going to shoot. Y'all don't understand rich people, bro. Their biggest fear is being poor. And when you jeopardize that, they will shut the fuck up very quickly.
Well, see, the only reason why a lot of people, well, some of the owners have even spoken about it is because Daniel is costing them a little bit of money. Not a whole lot, but a little bit of money. That's the only reason. But that doesn't mean they're gonna vote him out. They have yet to take a vote. He's had stuff on them for a long time. Daniel Snyder, I'm sure there are things that have already surfaced that could get him in a lot of trouble, but they're going to protect him because he knows.
He knows to me, see?
He knows
He
all
knows
of
where
their
the bodies
stuff.
are buried. So yeah, so that's why I tell the folks, I'm like, well, if he doesn't give up the team, I'm leaving. That's why I put the poster the other day. A lot of folks got mad. Like, he might as well exit stage left because I told you this 2 years ago. And now he basically let y'all know, yeah, this is what it is. If y'all get me out, y'all coming with me.
He's Nino Brown.
That's what I say, supposed to the Nino Brown. I'm like, hey,
Nino Brown.
hey, bruh, that's the way rich people and money, that's how they operate. Yeah, all y'all come with me. Hey, if I'm going down, hey, y'all going down too. We all gonna be in the same boat. So I get it. But that's all I'm really talking about there. Like, I can go on and on about it because I called this shit, but nobody wants to talk about it. I said this shit was gonna happen.
I mean, honestly, Dan has done so.
Well, that's the thing.
Why
His
do they
first
keep
impression.
Right, it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad, and that's what a lot of people can't let go of. Which I get. Like I say, I'm not a Snyder defender. That's where everybody says, oh, I can't believe you're defending him, and how can you? He ruined the story franchise, and I keep on telling them there's no such thing as a story. Watch the franchise. We had a good decade out of 90 years. Yes, we had something because somebody like we had success in the 70s. We won a championship.
Well, see, I think on the owner's perspective, they're not looking at it as far as the team's record. They're looking at the revenue. The team is not making the same amount of money that it used to. When you're talking about the history of this franchise and you're talking from the NFL and the other owner's perspective, this franchise was a big money maker.
Yeah, but when you say you're not going to buy any more merchandise
Oh, well,
until the team gets better,
Yeah.
that affects the revenue. So
Yeah.
how are you going to complain about the revenue not being as much when you're not buying the merchandise?
Well, no,
that's
I'm
making
only talking
So,
about
can I,
the owner, I mean, it's revenue sharing, it is what it is, but the thing is, he's the owner. He's not going to, it never affected the fans before, it just affects them now because they're tired of losing. Like I said, they start winning, all of this noise is done.
So can I jump in? I want to give a couple of shout outs real quick. So on IG, shout out to my man Keys the Poet. Tuned in. Shout out to my man Yogi. He tuned in on TikTok. When I see his big ass, I'ma super kick him.
Make sure it land right, man. You said he big, man.
He big dude.
That's nice.
That's my dog though. I just work with him at Bob's Furniture. And then shout out to Chiquita. What's going on? What's popping up in Baltimore? And Reese, LPN nurse, shout you out. I don't personally know you, but we just shout you out.
Right.
Watch my ID. So we're just counting down to the time before TCP3 gets us kicked off of TikTok.
No, so I told them to try to keep it, so we don't get kicked off.
We don't believe you.
But that's what I'm trying, bro. It's a struggle. I told you. Like I said, we ain't popped the bottle yet, so we good right now.
Yeah, right
like
now.
After the bottle,
I mean, you started.
I'm gonna do my hardest.
You started the show with, yo, I'm ready to get a drink. I'm like, damn, dog, we just got on air.
As soon as we pop this bottle, we'll find out.
That's what I had a
drink. So
but,
it's funny because before the show you was like, you left that key. I don't know. Now you ready? Now you all we hit record and you ready to pop.
When the lights come on, it's time to drink and it's time for the show, baby. I might not be wanting to drink, but when the lights come on, baby, I gotta when they're wrong.
Oh, you take one for the team?
Yeah, when they're wrong, baby. When they're wrong, baby, you gotta do what the Romans do.
Wait. What is this voice? Like, we need to start naming your personalities that you display to us.
We do.
What was that?
That was Dirk Diggler right there.
Wow. I don't think I'm gonna call you that. I don't think
He's watching Boogie Nights the other night.
That Petrola girl, man. I swear.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. Down the rabbit hole we go.
Yeah, we about to go.
Hey, y'all, you asked, man. I was doing my sports, man. Y'all railroaded me into something.
We should not.
Shout out to Jacqueline. You didn't even talk about your team winning.
I know. I'm about to get. I had to get.
Oh.
I had to get to the Snyder thing. 'Cause
Okay.
I've been itching to, say I've been talking to folks online. And I haven't been on the record to, basically tell motherfuckers I told y'all. So, yes, the Washington Commanders ended their 4-game losing streak on a ugly win in Chicago, 12-7 against the Chicago Bears. The defense, in my opinion, I know some folks are so down on defense, played well. Had 2 goal line stands, one to actually end the game and win the game, secure the win for the game. And, had 5 sacks. Jonathan Allen got his first career interception. They did give up over 200 yards rushing, but they gave up over 100 yards on 2 plays they got gashed for. One by Justin Fields and one by the running back. I can't remember his name. Yeah. He broke one for 64. Fields broke one for 39, which got down to the 5-yard line, but the defense was able to hold on. And a shout out to Benjamin St. Juice for a hell of a play on the goal line. Help make that incomplete pass, complete pass until we pulled outside the end zone. So it wasn't a touchdown. Also got to talk about the William Jackson trade rumors that he didn't make the trip to Chicago for a supposed back injury, and it turns out a couple hours later that he's seeking a trade request, which I'm not really surprised at because I'm still scratching my head while we signed the top free agent man corner and they can play zone when he's played that his whole career, and they get man and he blows coverage because he's not used to playing zone.
There you go.
So if he does get traded, hopefully they don't have to give up too much money to sign a nice contract. But if they do trade him, like I said, we have plenty of young cornerbacks on this team that we can put out there. Benjamin St. Juice is one. Christian Holmes, who actually had the fumble recovery on the muff punt. He's a corner that can play. My problem is with Kendall Fuller because he gets toasted every time they go his way. He's always in trail position. Last time I want to show me and Dujane went into extensive detail on why he's getting beat on every play and why he's using that technique. They were raving at how well he played in training camp, but I don't see. I feel like he's a liability. I would have rather saw him hit the bench instead of William Jackson and let him play more man, which he does. But like I said, if he does get traded, get something in return and take the money off the books, that's more money for next year to go to free agency or rookie or whatever. Plus, we kind of re-sign Sweat soon. Chase Young contract will be up in a little while. Yeah, Cam Curl is be up in a little while. You got an extension coming. Still a possibility of them re-signing Deron Payne, even though the media leaked it at the beginning of the fucking training camp that they weren't going to give him the extension.
And how long does Taylor have? Taylor got like 2 years, right?
Taylor.
Heineken.
No, this is his last year in the contract.
Oh, well, then.
No, that was out. I think he had one more. He had 1 year in his written contract, and I think it was a 2-year extension. So I believe I got to double check, but I believe he has 1 more year. And speaking of that, I'm glad you mentioned him. I forgot that. Looks like that he may be getting started against Green Bay because a lot of folks were upset that Wentz only had 50 yards passing, but come to find out he had a fractured middle finger on his throwing hand that he got through in the game.
It's his brain thing.
Well, Ron basically.
Okay.
But yeah, he had a broken finger. That's why I was wondering why his passes were so off. Like, I know it was a little windy that day, but he was, I know he throws high sometimes, but every pass was off to the inside, to the outside, low and high. And they say that I didn't see the play. I was watching on my phone because I was at work, unfortunately, so I didn't get a chance to see the game and see him hit his hand on the helmet. But apparently, it fractured the finger, and that's probably why he couldn't grip the ball and couldn't throw the ball and release it the way he normally could. And a lot of those errant throws were the way they were.
He did get a good block, though.
Oh, he did throw a hell of a lead. Well, I posted that. That was a nice one, especially on that linebacker. He had he textbook block right in the middle of the chest.
And it didn't even look like it faced him. It was like both.
Witt's a big dude, like 6'3", 240. That's a big dude. But yeah, we might see Heineke. At first, I was hesitant about putting Heineke in there, but a couple of factors. One, for some reason, which I want to ask Scott Turner personally, why is it that you roll the pocket and move the pocket for a mobile quarterback, but you won't for a pocket passer? Watch during the Green Bay game. I'm calling this before it happens. Watch how many bootlegs and misdirections he runs with Heineken. And then ask yourself, how many have those have he ran with Carson Wentz this year? Which helps your quarterback because you're not in the same spot, which helps with the defensive pass rush. Gives the quarterback more time and gives him a better vision of the play as it breaks down the field, which will all help Carson in the long run. But he hasn't done that. But for some reason, when Taylor's in the game, he does that for them. So be wary of that. Also, we have better playmakers this year. So now Heineke doesn't have to throw the ball all the way up. So he can throw the ball 10, 15 yards, and they can make something happen and break it for 40, 50 yards. So it's not going to be on his shoulders to stretch the field because he has playmakers that can. I.e., for also example that comes on Scott and his play call.
Yep.
So, I mean, with Heineke coming in with him being mobile, with the offensive line in flux and the game plan that I have a feeling that Scott is going to cater toward Taylor going up against this Green Bay team, I feel like this is definitely a winnable game, especially seeing the 2 games that Green Bay just lost back to back.
Did Scott ever comment on whether he wanted Wentz to come? Like, maybe that's not his guy.
I mean, in the beginning of the training camp, you know, he said he was happy to have him there. You know, he can do the things that he needs. You know, hit the
Well,
check
he
guys.
ain't letting him do nothing.
But he's not doing him any favors. His game plan from the first week against Jacksonville was a brilliant game plan. He had screens, quick throws, get the ball out of his hands, getting the ball into the Samuel's hands, playmakers. And we haven't seen that since. Like I said, we saw 6 screens in week 1, and we've seen 8 screens in the past 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's reminded me of Jay Gruden, like Jay Gruden 2.0. You see what works, but you do the opposite.
Right.
And you know, granted, we have injuries on the offensive line, but you have to cater your offense to what you have on the field, and I don't feel like Scott's doing that. Now, last week, we actually saw for the first time this season, they had more rushing attempts than passing attempts.
Yeah.
So we saw some balance. We saw 28 rushes, 22 passes, which is the recipe. Other than that, we've seen 35 plus passes from Carson and under 20 carries a game for the running backs combined. Brian Robinson had 17 alone that game. And got to give a shout out to him after coming back from getting shot 2 months ago to wondering if he would ever play football again, to scoring his first career NFL touchdown in his first career start.
Did you catch him? I don't know, did y'all see his entrance? I was at the game. The fans showed him love. He had a nice little entrance. He had his music going.
Okay.
I mean, it was a moment to see him come.
We got another guest that on Facebook. One of the people from our eFed, basically those are just basically a Facebook group that watches wrestling. We talk shit and clown each other. Minister Payne, as we call him in there, Coy Francis. I like to call him Minister Shane personally, but he was watching, so I gotta give him a shout out. And yes, I will clown your punk ass on air regardless, because I'm always 151.
That's what we do, baby. That's what we
There
do.
you go. We gotta name that one too. That guy.
That's the
that
Pimp
we
Boys.
just heard, we hear that one off.
That's the Pimp Boys. A pimp and a crackhead?
I just turned my
He
head.
ahead for business, man. You gotta have him hold.
My head.
Go through withdrawals, don't get new bitches.
What's wrong with you?
Red ball.
What?
No, that will give you blue balls when you don't get bitches.
That too. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting going forward. We got 7 days off since Thursday. They'll be back at it. Nursing injuries. We'll find out what Carson is new. Chase Young is actually doing agility drills, so he's a step closer to getting back, but don't expect him to be, Chase Young soon touch the field. He has to go get in condition and get in shape when he has played ball since last November.
Yeah.
But he definitely can be a spark to this team. Defense has been playing well. I posted a graphic. One thing that kills me about this DC sports media is they talk trash about the D-line on their four first rounders. Last year they couldn't get pressure with 4, and that's why the team was struggling. They had the top rated defensive line getting pressure with this 4 linemen this year. Have you heard one peep about that? No. We just talk about how bad they are, what they're doing wrong.
No.
But as one of my listeners chimed in today, that's why they listen to us, that they get the real news and not just the shit that you hear everywhere else about how bad the team is. We talk about the progress of the team and stuff that's actually going on, not just what color uniforms are they wearing or what Daniel Snyder did and he's the worst owner in the world and he's the Daniel Snyder curse on the BS. So I mean, there are things going on with this team that are moving in the right direction. Granted, there are things that need to be fixed, but it's week 6. We got 17 weeks. Season isn't over.
CP3 and Lady Anta, forgive me, we're gonna take a quick video break real quick.
All right, we can do that.
And then we gotta come back and because we didn't have Lady Antoinette last week, so we gotta let her, tell her all the juicy details she's been doing.
Can we hear them?
Ooh,
I'm
I'm
asking.
an angel.
I'm just asking. Things happen. That's how
I'm
people
not
go.
you.
Que a Pablo Escobar se le respeta, hijo de puta.
Yeah, 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 AMC, yeah. Tryna focus, but my mind gone. I'm tryna focus, but my mind gone. Tryna focus. I'm tryna focus, but my mind gone. Got the room spinning like a cyclone. They ran at these ghosts in my iPhone. Niggas came and left, so I did it all on my own. Tryna get ahead, cause I swear my mind been gone. I've been gone with the wind, blow the smoke in the wind. All I'm tryna do is win. Yeah, did it all on my own. I'm tryna focus, but my mind been gone. Hit the pedal till I see red and blues. Never knew the path, but I knew what to do. Tryna get ahead, fuck around and let loose. Feel like I'm losing self in the mirror. Who is you? I'm tryna stay focused. Lost niggas along the way, they disappeared. Hocus pocus, my cuz killed himself. There was pain in those roses. Felt the pain from the struggle. Watch those you hold closest. Getting high, I figured out why doves cry. Tryna leave my prints on the game before I touch the sky. Yeah, to fall is suicide. Living on the edge, you gotta jump or you'll never fly. Focus, but my mind gone. Got the room spinning like a cyclone. They ran at these ghosts in my iPhone. Niggas came and left, so I did it all on my own. Tryna get ahead, cause I swear my mind been gone. I've been gone with the wind, blow the smoke in the wind. All I'm tryna do is win. Yeah, did it all on my own. I'm tryna focus, but my mind been gone.
I got my mind in the wind, I'm blowing pressure. Ain't got no time for the extra. Niggas came and go like I ain't blessed them. You know my time coming, you know just how I'm coming, nigga. I did it on my own. They say my mind gone. They say my mind gone.
They say my mind, yeah.
Look at my phone, all I see is them ghosts. I was just hopeless. Now me and my niggas be popping like toasters. Them diamonds be frozen, that's the potion. We get a double, we toast them. We on the road and we coasting. Blowing the wind, we rollin'.
I'm tryna focus, but my mind gone. Got the room spinning like a cyclone. They ran at these ghosts in my iPhone. Niggas came and left, so I did it all on my own. Tryna get ahead, cause I swear my mind been gone. I've been gone with the wind, blow the smoke in the wind. All I'm tryna do is win. Yeah, did it all on my own. I'm tryna focus, but my mind been gone. I'm tryna focus, but my mind been gone. I'm tryna focus, but my mind been gone.
That boy Ed.
Yeah,
Sometimes I put my heart on the front line. Retro. Sometimes I put my heart in the front line. I never hated not one time. They gon' keep hating on my shine. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind and my patience. Sometimes I feel like a nigga won't make it. I got to the bag with no favors. Retro got X, so I keep different flavors. These niggas trickin' on hoes, I can't save them. These bitches be bums who raise them. Went to selling food to put food on the table. Raw cut, bro, I'll give you a tape. The way I'm bending, you would think I'm a racer. Hit 200 and my heart racing. Blue hundreds, that's all I'm chasing. Blue hundreds, paper cuts coming from new money. Hoes in the city be too bummy. Just watch what they do, they move funny. I know you gon' choose, just choose some. I know you gon' choose. So I put my heart in this blues. I'm tryna go up to the moon. They spiking these drugs, so watch what you use. I know that I'm not what you used to. I've been working on my moves. I ain't got nothing to prove. Are you gon' ride? Just tell me the truth. I don't want no more pain. I don't want no more pain. Are you gon' ride for me? Just tell me to my face. You don't gotta die for me, well maybe in a way. I wanna be rich sometimes so I can break the bank. I wanna be rich sometimes so I can have my way. But everything ain't always what you think. I gotta think sometimes I can't. Running around just me and Dre. I'm on your side of town today. On thin nights, little nigga, let's skate. I'm stuck in her mind, I gotta escape. She want my time, I can't relate. Sometimes I wanna say. Sometimes I put my heart in the front line. I never hated not one time. They gon' keep hating on my shine. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind and my patience. Sometimes I feel like a nigga won't make it. I got to the bag with no favors. Retro got X, so I keep different flavors. These niggas trickin' on hoes, I can't save them. These bitches be bums who raise them. Went to selling food to put food on the table. Raw cut, bro, I'll give you a tape. The way I'm bending, you would think I'm a racer. Hit 200 and my heart racing. Blue hundreds, that's all I'm chasing.
Okay, we back. Quick video break. Oh yeah, those are my those. That was AT and Retro Rail, both out of Ono, both artists who we've interviewed. Um, Dope artists, great energy. Um, definitely support the boys. You can find their music on Spotify. Um, but we have a question for CP3.
Yes, sir.
So,
What that is?
Corey Francis, aka Minister Shane, um, says he has a question. He said, "Do you think the injury and the recovery of Chase Young being a defensive captain has such a negative impact on the performance of the Commanders?"
No, I don't think so. First of all, let me address the injury because a lot of folks don't know this and questioning why it's taking him so long to come back. He tore his ACL and his patella tendon, which is already a rare injury to happen. And the fact that it's a rare injury and when folks do have it, they never return back to, their peak performance. That's why Coach said it is no timetable to return because they want to make sure that he's 100% before he returns with him, his youth and what his potential is. They don't want to ruin that by rushing him back. Now, affecting the team, I don't feel like it's adversely affecting the team. Injuries happen. They know, next man up. His performance on the field definitely is missed, especially after the season that he had last year. Being before he got injured, he felt like he was underachieving. A lot of fans were calling him out for not, having the year that he was having the defensive rookie of the year campaign. But teams make adjustments, and unfortunately, with our defensive coordinators over the last, I'd say, 7 to 9 years, for some reason, our linebacker playmakers they put in the same position. You saw against us with Dallas with Mika Parsons, they lined him up all over the place to confuse the offensive lineman and give him the advantage over the centers and guards that aren't used to protecting against players of his talent level. So your defensive coordinator isn't putting you in a position to be successful or to win or to have mismatches on your opponent that can help spark the team and, get you sacks or pressures or whatever, that, is a hindrance. And unfortunately, under Del Rio, I feel like we've seen that more, but in the last couple of weeks, I've seen him adjust his game plan. And like with Jamin Davis and letting him rush the quarterback more instead of leaving him out in coverage on these wide receivers. They're incorporating more 3 cornerback, 3 safeties formations now that Cam Curl is back. So he's playing to his strengths. Cole Holcomb out there balling. I know a lot of folks don't like him or say that, he's not the linebacker. The man hasn't missed a game in his 4-year career. The man leading the team in tackles. He had 15 tackles the game before. I think he had like 8 tackles this past game. So, I mean, Jack is doing a decent job. Some of his coverages and stuff that he's calling, like I mentioned about the zone coverage, and you have man corners, because I feel like if you put St. Juice and Jackson out there in man coverage and put Fuller back in the slot, which that is to me his best position, but also like the youngster in the slot also. So with those two, Jackson and Fuller, you got so much money tied up in those 2 players in that position. That's why I said if Jackson comes off the books, I'm not really mad about that, but I think they really need to take a look at Fuller because he's been atrocious this year. He started out that way last year and improved towards the end of the season, but you shouldn't have to always start out that way. And it's a hindrance on the defense because they're not playing as a unit because the D-line is playing phenomenal.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Sure.
Because you said he started like last year. He started out slow, but then he got better, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know traditionally we don't want them to start out that way, but if we know that he turns it on, especially during that last part of that mid-year, don't we want that energized player after during that mid-year part?
You want 17 games of top performance, not 8 games of top performance, 6 games of okay performance, 2 games of mediocre, or 1 game of mediocre. Right. You want consistency. If you're making what he's making, you don't have time to rev it up. You're supposed to be already ready to rock and roll come week 1. That's your job. You're a professional. You're paid to do this job.
He's not a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. He has years in the league. You know what you need to do, and his technique has been horrible. He's been getting turned around, even turning his hips the wrong way. His foot placement has been horrible. He hasn't been using his technique, which he said is what he relies on. But obviously he isn't. And that's what pisses me off about the coaches. I'm like, you can't keep on making excuses for these players when they're not performing, especially when you have young talent that you drafted on the sidelines. They put St. Juice out there, moved him from the slot to the outside. He's been in the slot all training camp, all preseason. Moving to the slot, he's had 2 solid games. Derek Forrest, when Cam Curl was out. 2nd-year player was hurt last year, came out balling. Yep. Put them young players out there. They're going to make mistakes, but they're going to learn and gain experience at the same time.
At the end of the day, they have a job to do. You're not supposed to come do your half a year. You're supposed to do your job from day one. Why is it that year after year you're coming in slow and then you're progressively getting better? You should start the season where you left off last season. It's like, what are you doing in the off season? But to speak to that question, one thing about this team is that the defense is what's keeping the Commanders in most of the games. The defense is their strong point. They're not the best defense ever, no. But with Chase being out, people are saying, oh, well, that's affecting this, it's affecting that. He was a captain. Chase is there. If you ever see the sideline, I've gone to OTAs, I've gone to practices, I've gone to games. Chase is there. He is still the most electric player on the field, but he's on the sideline. So he is definitely doing his thing, hyping everybody up. I appreciate that. Del Rio isn't the best, but he's not the worst. He's keeping the defense alive, so I appreciate that.
It's definitely been better the last couple of weeks, but it still needs improvement. Yeah. D-line is playing phenomenal. Getting pressure before DeBron Payne. I know it's a contract, he's playing his butt off. Jonathan Allen, he's playing his butt off. Sweat, killing it. They called him out a couple of games ago saying, he's going to have a breakout year. Had 2 sacks the week before. Should have had 3. He didn't call it in the grass, which it should have been when the quarterback wrapped up. And that's a whole other story. I want to talk about that. Change the whole of that game. And he got a sack this game. And he abused that rookie. I'm sure the rookie had nightmares. He probably waking up in a sweat, talking about sweat. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. My mama.
He's all over the field. I like him.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Lady Anta, you weren't with us last week. What have you been up to?
Well, I still have my podcast that I'm on at least 3 times a week. Notice I said at least, because sometimes we do things in between. I was at the game last week, last Sunday, so that wasn't too fun. I was saying quite a few things too.
Did you turn to CP3?
Huh?
Did you turn into CP3?
I'll put it like this. I've been saying, and people are laughing at me on my social media, I have this campaign. I'm like, they need to put me in there to give that locker room speech. Because I've been going off. I've been going off.
You gonna give them the Braveheart speech, make them rally?
And I'm telling you, like, there were times where, like, I'm trying to be cool because, I sit in bougie land at the games, right? So I'm trying to be cool, but you should see my fingers the whole time going on.
I can see him online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thumbs on my phone. But
it looks to kill with the person.
I'm not you. You keep confusing me with
I'm not
you.
gang affiliated
anymore.
But I am.
I don't know. We was rolling with the Capitol Police.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't rolling with them. No. but they're not gangs. They protect the gang members, but that's shady.
That means they still part of it.
That's real shady. That's real
part of the same gang. We in the same gang.
No. When you their bodyguard, that's different. Yeah, it's different. But that was shady. I'm sorry.
Oh, you really?
I didn't mean to say that on air.
Oh, okay.
On air.
But you didn't mean to say it.
Just imagine what she say to me off air.
Oh, Lord, don't go with the victim shit.
Right. Because I speak the truth to you. So I'm too harsh. What care? It is care. Because I'm saying it. If I don't say it, that means I don't care. Hey.
You only had one cup of wine?
Right. And
you wasn't here last week. You might not mess with.
Oh, okay.
2 weeks of pent up stuff I got to mess with.
But anyway. I mean, I've just been going through my motions. Sometimes stuff is just so crazy. But I've been able to, I'm blessed to have avenues and places where I can talk and release those frustrations. Kind of like what CP3 was saying, when you can't get it out, it's for overflow.
That's one good thing about the show. We actually can get those pent up emotions out. I have to apologize because I should have started the show like this. Rest in peace, Joyce Sims. R&B singer. She passed away. I think it was yesterday. She made a song that it's a very popular song that
from the 70s.
Yeah, from the 70s, and when we play the song, it's like, oh, I know that song, but when we say her name, it's like, who is she? Because I had to Google her, and I didn't know. Then when I actually looked at the song, listened to the song, I was like, oh, we just played it before we went on air.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, we've heard this
song.
song.
And the post that I saw her face, and I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
But I couldn't.
So my homegirl Nania had posted it, and I was like, who the hell is this? And then I went to YouTube because, of course, what you do at work, you don't really do work. You actually play on YouTube.
I didn't know that. That's alleged.
No, I was playing YouTube. So I went to YouTube and I was like, oh, I've heard this song before. And the funny thing is, when we were talking about it before the show went on the air, it was CP3 was like, who? But then when the song came on, CP3 was singing.
He was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
There was only one, but I remember that jam in the crib.
You and these days. You and these damn voices kill me every freaking week. So but we do want to, say a recipe to we just lost a great. Yeah.
And can I say this? I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. Rest in peace to all these celebrity marriages. Everybody's splitting.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's hard. We had
But I mean, they got years and over 10 years.
I don't know if we had a discussion about monogamy. Did you hear that? We thought things would be
No, we was on. We
I might have been because we.
No, he wasn't.
But we talk about monogamy often.
Yeah, but we were talking about the new generation of polygamy and how that's more popular now.
So
we talked about that when I was here.
So I think that's what it is. It's with all of these options, and or if you're not happy, back in the old days, it was like if you're not happy, you work it out, you stick it out because you didn't know you had other options. Now you have the whole world open by social media and dating sites. Be like, well, I'm gonna sit here and be this miserable shit when I can go jump somebody else and be miserable with them and at least happy for the first few years and then start the cycle all over again. It's like they don't want to be locked down for a long 20, 30-year marriage.
So let's ask the real question. So is monogamy dead? Like technically, I have a family member who they're involved in a whatever it's called, a poly. Yeah, and yeah, I can't pronounce that shit. I drink way too much. I know, fuck that shit. I bet you do.
I'm sure.
But she's involved in that, and I just there are things I didn't agree with because that's my niece. And but at the same time, there's things that if she's okay with it, who am I to judge and put my values on?
But at the same time, the way you grew up and the values and the morals that were put into you are one thing. But somebody else, not to mean that it's wrong, but it could be just different,
And it could be.
And we may not have an understanding of their thought process. So, like you said, you can't knock it.
Exactly. And so, and the thing about it is for a while we didn't accept it, but at this time in their life, like they didn't have kids, and if she's happy, there's nothing. And that's what works for her. Then who am I to say that that's wrong for her?
Right.
Because
it's for her.
Exactly. My views are gonna be my views, but it came to me when I finally turned 45. I wasn't always right.
45 years.
Yeah, it did.
I'm not always right.
Yeah, it took 45 years. I'm being modest.
Being right is overrated.
But you know what's funny? It's funny that you say that because a lot of times that is a major issue within relationships.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be wrong.
No one wants to be
Being
wrong.
right has gotten me nothing but fucking headaches.
I'm sure.
Well, that's because you,
yeah.
Your shit is just wild.
No, I'm just saying when you tell someone what's going to happen before it happens and then it happens, like you think you know everything. Like, no, I'm just trying to give you the heads up.
Wait. So the reason why it's being always right is a headache is because you're claiming because you be right.
No, because if I see you in a situation, I say, hey, be wary of this because it don't sound too right. No, it's good. I know this person, yada yada yada. And then when it blows up, you're like, I didn't see that coming. I'm like, how didn't you?
No. Are you ever wrong, CP3?
Yes, I've been wrong. Okay. I don't have a problem with
I just want to make sure that
I like it when I'm wrong because I don't hear shit.
But CP3, I mean, honestly, we probably have two different approaches. When a motherfucker tells me, do I think I know everything? You know what I always tell them, right? I do. I was like, let's check my success rate versus your failure rate.
Yeah.
Like.
That sounds shady.
But I used to be that way too. But then
I still am.
It's still because then they get mad at that. Oh, why you gotta throw that in my face? Why you gotta bring up old shit? Like you just asked about why do I feel this way? And I'm telling you why, and now you're mad at the reason why. That's why, because it's pointless in being right because you get in that argument.
But I don't make it an argument.
But when it comes to being in a relationship, sometimes it's just best to close your mouth.
Yeah, I learned that.
Well, sometimes
if you know that you're right,
fellas.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best just to shut the fuck up.
But it's not just fellas. It's fellas and
ladies.
I'm giving the fellas just to sometimes just don't say shit.
I think
it's the same.
Well, the women most of the time,
go to
but they don't. Not nothing personal.
the women that you deal with. Go ahead.
The
Lady,
women that I dealt with
he's going through PTSD right now.
didn't know how to shut their mouth, so I had to shut mine because I know I'm
So,
deadly
so
with my
wouldn't it be beneficial to you for someone to talk to the women and say, hey, sometimes it's good to shut your mouth?
Listen,
Hey,
they
hey,
doing
hey,
it.
the women that you're talking to. In the past, those are the women that you talk
I mean,
to.
you got
all women not that.
That I've had conversations with.
All women
I'm
not.
but
I'm not
CP3,
saying all.
but CP3, one thing you got to admit to is, shout out to Mr. Walsh on TikTok showing us stuff. One thing you got to admit to, especially in our early 20s, as men, we love toxicity. Like a toxic chick,
talked about that.
a toxic female was like the most attractive thing to me when, like at 25. Like that shit.
You know it's the truth.
But I was a toxic in my 20s.
But you like the
But you love the toxicity of it.
But most of them were good girls, and I turned them toxic. That was my
But
problem.
Oh, so you like
the
but you like the toxicity.
At that point in my life, I didn't know I was toxic. The shit that I was
nigga,
doing.
you knew you was toxic.
No, I didn't realize until I was older.
Like,
when you
let's have a real conversation about that.
Women so much that you made them. If
they're
not toxic, you made them toxic.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I couldn't acknowledge that.
But CP3,
but once I acknowledged it, I got the fuck away from it.
But CP3, one thing we have to, as men, we have to be real about certain situations. Like I can say in my 20s I didn't know better. I knew I was arrogant. I knew I was toxic. I knew I was a fucked up person because I did fucked up things. I knew because I was going through. I didn't even heal from my grandmother's death that happened the year I graduated. I knew what I was doing. I just didn't want to stop doing it. And then as I got older, I realized, like, yo, Slim, I actually called a lot of my ex-girlfriends back and was like, yo, I apologize because how the fuck did you deal with me? Because I knew the shit that I would say and the stuff that I would do would be like, yo, that's not normal shit.
But that's nice because not everyone does that. Now, the only time
it was a part of the healing process for me, though.
Well, for me, the only time I got those calls were when they was trying to get back.
Nah, this wasn't even to get back.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're not trying to get back and you're just genuinely calling to apologize, that's really nice. So it should be appreciated, women.
So
that's what they're doing.
I tell you, as I always, we tell you true stuff. This show took a way different turn than we going for today. But so there was a young lady, and I would say this: she was younger than me. I had graduated high school. She was probably still in high school. She probably had like one more year or something like that. But she loved me to death. And I remember these words. She said, before you left to go to New York, because when I graduated high school, my grandmother died. My last event that my grandmother went to was my high school graduation. I graduated in June, and my grandmother died in August. My goal was when I graduated high school was to go move back to New York. And when she died, she got sick, and I disappeared. Like my grandmother got sick, and in like July, I was gone. I was gone for like 6-7 months. Yeah. And I remember this conversation, and she said, "When you left," she said, "when you Kimi left," because that's what my family and my friends called me. And she was like, "Rakeem returned," and Rakeem was a different person. And I remember her saying something to me, and I was just like, "Yeah." Kimi is the name my grandmother gave me, and I buried that when I buried my grandmother because I was just so mad.
And that persona.
And I remember, rest in peace to my dog, my cousin John Brown. But I remember him. He was dating a girl, and she seen me, and I don't even know what the fuck I said to her. I know she had some fake Guess jeans on. She had an exclamation point, and I probably joned on her. And I remember her because I was an asshole. I remember him coming to me, and he was like, "Oh, you saw so and so," and I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, I asked her, and this is how I was back there, and I don't even now when I tell the story, I said I was a bad person. I didn't think I was bad, but when he goes, I asked her, I was like, "Yo, She said, I saw your cousin. He's like, he violated you. That's exactly how they describe how I talk to people. Not Joan, not said something smart, violated. So, and that's how I did talk. So he was like, oh shit.
He thought to drink some.
So, so he was like, he violated you, and think about that word when we think about it when we say it. But it goes, she's like, no, he didn't, and John starts laughing, and he goes, you said hi to Raheem, and he violated you, and she said, yes, your cousin did, and she was like, I don't even know what I did to him. He just violated me for no reason, and to me that was funny back then. As an adult now, as I think about it,
it's problematic.
Yes, because if someone did that to my niece or my daughter, I'd probably knock the shit out of them. And here's the thing, she probably ain't no probably. She didn't. She said hi, and I was just like, why the fuck you got them jeans on? Well, you got an exclamation mark. Well, you got something. I don't know what her financial situation was or what her mother was going through, or I know what it's like to be poor, but I didn't give a fuck at that time. I was just running off at the mouth, and I was angry, and the anger that I had nothing to do with her. And I didn't realize until salute to Chef Rock. I went with Chef Rock to a men's meeting because he was going through some stuff. And a dude looked at me. We was at Union Temple in DC. It was a men's group. And the guy looked at me. He said, "You're angry." And I said, "I ain't angry. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm in a church saying this." And I was just like, "I'm not." And he was like, "No, you're angry." He was like, "You have a cloud of anger of you." And he said, "Did somebody leave you?" And then when we broke down, and I was just like, "Yo, I never even realized that I walked around like that."
Yeah.
And I never realized that a lot of my responses to people is because I was out. Because my grandmother passed away. My goal was to get back to my grandmother. My goal was to get back to New York. Like I was,
you could do that.
I was putting so much in because I'm human. There was my 11th grade year. My brother got locked up, so I went from being middle child. So I went from being baby to man of the house. So I had a sister and I had a nephew. My mom adopted my sister, and then my nephew was born. So now I went from being, and this all happened with like damn, like that year. Now I got to do big brother things and look out and take my sister here and take my sister there. And now my mom is asking me, and I'm at the rebellious stage. And my mouth has always been smart. I was quiet as a child, but then eventually when I became a teenager, I was like, any shit. Got some. So my mom would say things like, "Where you going?" And I'd be like, "To the moon." Like that's just my, because I was like, and when she asked me why did I say that, I said, "Well, you never asked Ray Sean where he was going, and he was selling drugs. Like that's the nigga you should have asked. You shouldn't have asked me. I'm the good child.
Yeah.
You know I ain't selling this stuff."
Maybe not, because she might have thought that he was.
But she was. My mind doesn't see that she's already lost her son.
Right.
You know.
She's trying to hold on.
And she's trying to hold on to what to what she got. And you know, and it took a while for me to understand my mother's pain. So, you know, but it comes with growth.
Just FYI, CP3 drank all the wine. He took quite a few sips of the tequila, then went over to the beer. I'm just a little concerned.
This show's going down here. But be honest, like, but that's what I learned about myself, and it's not balancing. You know, it's but it's a hard act.
Yeah, and honestly, to kind of go back to what we initially talked about, people who struggle with things within their relationship, it's easier because they've made it. The laws have made it so easy to get a divorce.
Yeah,
it's easier to get a divorce than to work on your troubles.
It is.
It's so much easier. Honestly,
but,
I got a divorce over 10 years ago. Okay? Since then, the process is so much easier. Someone told me you can file for divorce. You don't have to be separated for a year. Right? And it was just like all these little factors, and I was like, what?
That's a running thing? I didn't know, but that was how it was before?
Before, you had to be separated for a year before you could even file.
I knew that was in North Carolina.
It was here, and so now
What the hell you looking up divorce things for CP3? Something you
we
need
was
to
trying
tell
to
us.
get somebody in North
Something
Carolina
that you
to
need to tell. You need to tell us.
I told you about the chick I had in Carolina when her husband found the picture in their inbox.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, don't kick us off now.
I was just saying.
So you were trying to get her to get a divorce?
No, she was separated for a year before you can officially file for
But
divorce.
that's a lot of states were like
I was
that.
like, you find out here, you gotta be officially separated for a year before you can even file. Like that's crazy.
And then you have to testify in court stating that under oath, stating that you have been separated for a year and you needed a witness. You don't need none of that now.
No sexual contact.
No sexual contact and cannot live under the same roof for a year. Yep. Oh, I didn't have a problem with that.
No, that's what her husband was
I
trying.
know, but I'm just saying I didn't have a problem with that. I was like, oh, okay, y'all need a year back because I knew the exact date.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about it like this. We don't, as a society right now, we don't promote. I don't know if it's us, but black love. Let's say it like this: black love is not promoted.
Well,
Black
because of who controls that narrative.
Yeah, black ratchetness is promoted for far more than black love. When we grew up in the era, we saw whether it was the Cosby Show, George and Wheezy.
We saw black families.
We saw black families. I hated Family Matters, but we saw that. Laura and Urkel. We saw a different world, which I love. Was my favorite show.
Well, now it eventually did have black love as far as like marriage is concerned. Because you had Jaleesa marrying the colonel, which I thought was weird because she was a student, he was a teacher.
I thought that was kind of weird too.
But she was older. She was older than everyone else, so that's how they justified
that. That was very CP3-ish.
But he was no longer. He was no longer her teacher.
Yeah.
When they did that, but and then of course we know Dwayne Wayne and Whitley Gilbert, which as an adult, when you look back at that relationship, that thing was toxic.
Very. But Whitney Gilbert was toxic.
No, not just Whitney. Think about it. Dwayne waited until she walked all the way down the aisle.
You had to make sure.
No, ain't no make sure. You waited until you had all these opportunities, even the night before.
And before he said something, and she was like, "No, I'm getting married. Byron's a better man for me."
Okay, but here's the thing.
He might be the best out of you, but
because even the night before, she like, "I'm about to get married tomorrow. Like, why are you coming to me with this?"
He had to get it off his
chest. He should have said it beforehand. You wait all that time. They done spent all this money. She done walked down that aisle. That was toxic.
Yeah. Lady Antoinette. Funny thing about that. So I was watching something about that. So
when they said it was toxic, wasn't it?
He forgot his lines.
I saw that.
He forgot his lines, and he actually went off raw emotions. And he wanted, and that's why I never noticed it. Mm-hmm. But when you watch the scene, so he's supposed to say something, and then Whitney's supposed to cry and go to it. Mm-hmm. Because he doesn't know his lines, that's why she pauses for that brief second, and she's like, "Oh no, I supposed to," and then she goes to it. But he actually, and Debbie Allen was like, "That's it."
The first scene.
Yeah.
That was the first.
That's one of the best scenes right there. Yes. Of a lot. I got it on my DVR.
It was pure emotion.
But that was a toxic situation.
They were toxic. They were toxic.
I'm glad you admitted it because it sounded like you was trying to defend it.
No, I mean, but the thing is, Dwayne, he knew what he was getting into. He knew that she was that high maintenance, and it's like, if I got to deal with this to have her, I'll do it. So I don't condone
let's play devil's advocate again. Because you said he knew, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can't control who you fall in love with. Right?
Correct. So why you wait so long?
So
because he had to make sure with him because when she went,
he knew it was him because
he was raised by.
No, because they dated, correct?
And then he dated Keanu.
And then they broke up. And then he dated Key.
No, they weren't really dating before Keanu. They had a couple of kisses, but she was resistant because she didn't like his background.
But
he fell in love with her.
But they did date.
She fell in love with him when he got with Keanu.
I mean, it's been 20 years. I can't remember all episodes.
I watched ain't shit on it.
That was my shit though. But they did date, right?
Yes.
And by the time she marries him, like,
that was kind of offensive because that was his boy.
Not technically.
They were cool.
They were cool. And he told them that they had a relationship previous too.
Right. And he said it was okay.
And when Lily fucked up, she said that she was over Dwayne when he asked her directly and she knew that she wasn't.
But even still, Dwayne gave the relationship his blessing.
Oh,
and
so
then came around.
so he's toxic. He's toxic. Never mind. He's toxic. Fuck everything. He's toxic. He's toxic. He's toxic. There's no argument. He's toxic.
Point blank night before, like you're better. You can be a better person with him than you will with me being in the spotlight. That's what you were rooting for.
It worse.
So he felt like he could let her go and love her enough to say that.
No,
because I've done that before. I've let a woman go because I feel like she would be in a better position if she
CP3.
His heart wouldn't allow him to.
CP3.
He had too much love.
CP3. That nigga's toxic.
No, he couldn't do.
He's 4-eye toxic.
He thought he could be the bigger man.
He couldn't.
He thought
he didn't think that he
wouldn't allow him to. He couldn't watch her go down the aisle and marry another man because he had that much love for her. He thought he could be the bigger man.
He was toxic.
I've been there.
He was toxic.
So here's the thing. He gave his blessing on the relationship as a whole. Now, when Byron proposed to Whitney, they cut to Dwayne. He was like,
he was blown.
He was toxic. He was toxic.
The relationship, your blessing.
He figured it would feel like the rest of them, and she
it
would
don't matter.
We all been in those situations where we think, okay,
that's not her problem.
So, I know, but at the same time, when they had that conversation, she also admitted.
So Byron was the victim of this shit.
Byron was definitely the victim of it.
But no, Dwayne was toxic. He was toxic.
Because initially,
they
he
both
did
were
not
toxic.
know. Byron didn't initially know that Whitney and Dwayne were together. In the past.
He told him before they slept together that they had, because remember they had a little beef.
Right.
Because Dwayne wasn't pursuing her like she thought, and Byron picked up on it, and Dwayne was like, "Yeah, we were, engaged for a little something," and then they slept together, and then that's when Kim got, like I said, I've been watching these. Kim got involved and told Willie, like, well, if you can't tell Byron that you slept with Dwayne, if y'all at this stage, then maybe you aren't over Dwayne. So when she told Byron that they actually slept together, and he asked her directly, that's your past. Are you willing to move? Are you ready to move forward? Are you done with it?
Which
she said
is amazing because she was dealing with Byron and slept with Dwayne. That's amazing.
Kim took that point to her attention that you don't just give your, coochie away like that. So obviously,
but Kim the one. Here's my thing. Kim is, I appreciate her for talking, but let's not forget that Kim had that pregnancy scare before, but that's not so.
She's a freshman. Come on now. She was getting in there first time away from home.
So CP3.
I took a couple of advantages, a couple of freshmen.
CP3. Who was your crush on a different world?
I had a crush on the cover. My biggest crush, I guess.
Your biggest crush.
I hate to say this, but I got to say it.
Oh yeah, and she was real good on that show.
She was good and sexy on that.
She was good on the show.
Her and Freddie. I don't know why I had to think.
Freddie.
I had to think for Freddie. I don't know why. That curly hair. I got to think.
Freddie's cute.
Yeah, I had to think for Freddie.
And her and Kadeem dated.
In real life?
On when they were doing the show.
Oh damn.
It was a short period of time.
I saw the joint Kadeem. I did.
Yeah.
I was supposed to watch the joint. I saw the promo. I was like, he must make some money.
I mean, he acted a
yeah,
lot.
I didn't realize how long this.
Funny thing, people don't realize is that Freddie was G Summers. That's pre Summers. Was like she made a killing on the '90s doing voiceover work.
Oh yeah, she has like 90.
No, she's still doing it.
Yeah.
Like my kids knew of her initially, her voice because of voiceovers, not because of a different world.
Yeah.
So then when I was watching A Different World, they came in the room. I know her voice. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, she made a killing. If I had before I even get to mine, who was your man crush?
Man.
Who was your man crush Mondays on A Different World?
I'm good on you. Man,
Ron.
it was a lot. You said who?
Ron.
No.
Ron was hilarious, man.
Ron was funny, but I could never. Even when I was younger, I knew that Ron was not the type of dude that I like. I would have gone with Dwayne Wayne before Ron, because I'm partial to the.
It was Shaka.
No, he was too weird.
Mm-hmm.
Shaka, Freddie's boyfriend, the
Oh,
dread.
Shaka Goodall, yeah. He was
He was
hilarious.
real weird.
He was hilarious.
For me, it would have had to have been probably like a guest or something like that, which so many guests came through there. But I never really had a true crush. I did like Dwayne, so I guess in a sense you would have to say Dwayne Wayne, but it wasn't like, oh, he's fine.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of options. She had Sinbad, Glenn Turman, and
Yeah.
Ron and Dwayne. So you really don't have too much about Mr. Gaines.
You know, Mr. Gaines had that bald head.
He had that bald head.
He had that bald head. He had that voice.
He was like the grandpa, the uncle. You know what I mean?
That dude was hilarious.
Mr. Game, may he rest in peace, man. He was a that's the dude right there. They said they used to hang out with him. Out of all the older people, that's the one they used to hang out with.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So for me, my I don't know, something about Kimberly Reed. She was
Yeah,
nice, and she had that nice chocolate thing. And then, unfortunately, the second one would be like most of the girls that I previously dated. So I had went on this thing and I dated Whitley Gilbert. Like I had this red bone thing for like many of years.
Oh wait, I do.
And go to your crush. But it was just like this red bone thing, and I was just like, and it was just like I literally. I think when I got out of high school, I just went on a spree.
You had to go to rehab for red women.
You
I
did?
don't know how to take that.
That was my weakness for a long time. I could not.
I mean, I thought white women were your weakness.
Yeah, for that 5 year span, but when I first started out, red women was red women.
Oh, it just got whiter.
Yeah, it just got like dark skin because it's nothing like.
But no, it's that guy. He was he dated Jada.
Oh, Dory?
Yeah, that's who it was.
The Christian boy.
Yes, yes, he was a good guy.
They didn't want to get no cheeks.
And then yes, man,
sorry,
I don't know what it is about me, but I have always liked.
Because you can turn them out.
No, I wasn't turning nobody out. What are you talking about?
So that's funny thing, because I really think women like really wanted just to turn them out. Like
that's what it is.
Well, I wasn't a woman, because if I'm not doing anything, how am I supposed to turn him out?
151. Let me ask you real deal. You got Jada Pinkett, even though you're a Christian, she offering to give you cheeks, and you say you don't want to have sex till you get married. What would you do in that situation?
This is before we know how toxic Jada is. I probably would have hit it.
Before we know about the red table talk and Austin and August and all that shit.
And that's probably what happened to August.
I'm saying, bro. Jada at one point, Jada was there between
Jada
and Aaliyah. I was like, yeah, if I run either one of them.
But I always thought Jada was cute.
Jada was cute. Jada was a big time crush too.
Yeah.
But
and then
it's just hard. It's just hard to me. It's hard now to look at how Jada was then to how she is now, because I can't disassociate.
Yeah,
like I think she's like one of the most toxic females out there right now. Like
Red Flag, she was with Tupac. You should already know.
That has nothing to do with
Tupac. Wait. Here's the thing.
Tupac was a Gemini.
Wasn't the toxic one?
No, I'm just saying when the way she talks about how they loved each other and the way he was brutally taken away. She probably never healed from that, and that's why she had a lot of time.
But they weren't together when.
But they had a connection. They had a bond.
He was with Quincy Jones' daughter when he passed.
Yeah, but they still had a bond when she was coming up. And
that's
some of those bonds you can't let go of, no matter how much toxic or fucked up shit. Because even in the episode when he came on the show, she pretty much said that yeah, you were there for me, you supported me, but you were a bad influence on me. All I want to do was come to school and get my education.
Yeah, that's true.
And now you're bringing extra baggage from our past and trying to rekindle stuff. And you're taking me off my focus. Yes, I love you, but you have to love me enough to let me do what I need to do.
That's when Dorian stepped in.
Yeah, and so that's why I think their relationship mirrored that episode.
Yeah,
because they loved each other, but they knew they couldn't be together because they weren't a good mixture together.
Yeah, and that honestly, that definitely,
and I think
based
that
off of
affected
what she saw.
Yeah.
Well, no, that would affect the relationship for anyone.
Yeah.
So she's one of those people. She didn't heal.
I
You
mean,
didn't heal, and when you don't heal, what they say, hurt people hurt other people.
Exactly.
People hurt people.
so real quick, so Johnny did send me something. However, I can't play it. He sent me a video, but it's on YouTube, so I can't take that link and put it into the link how I do a YouTube video. So if he wants to send me a different, if he can send me the YouTube version, I would definitely play it. But I can't play it. So because they're just gonna ask me to log in and all that. I can't do all that while I'm like literally live on the air. Like a YouTube link. So anybody that wants me to play a video, we play off YouTube links. So in fact, speaking of video, I think it's time for a video break.
Yes, it is.
How about you?
Be oversharing.
How about you stop drinking so much? All right, so we got a new video. This is Little Lee. He'll be coming on in about 2 weeks.
You said Little Lee.
It's Lil Lee, nigga.
Palace, what you cooking?
I just wanna ball where it's sunny at. Ooh. I just wanna make it, get some money, yeah. Ooh. I can turn nothing into some, yeah. Ooh. And they know a nigga came from nothing, yeah. Ooh. I just wanna ball where it's sunny at. Ooh. I just wanna make it, get some money, yeah. Ooh. I can turn nothing into some, yeah. Ooh. And they know a nigga came from nothing, yeah. Ooh. And they know a nigga came from shit. Remember I was down bad on my dick, high school in the hall, selling dimes out of zip. Graduated from the books to that iron in my diff. That's what it was, not what it is, no more. No matter where I go, I'm forever throwing foes. No matter where I am, it's forever ace shit. It can be whatever beat, I'ma go ape shit. My emotions get the best of me. My elevation, self-preparation. I don't care about who ahead of me. Yesterday was past 10. I've been focused on my future, so determined that I will become a better me. The turtle in the race, I'm on the slow grind. We ain't had no dries in our place, we had a clothesline. Mama needs some help, I'm in the booth letting my soul vibe. Dirty little nigga, now I be cleaning in chloride. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, yeah, yeah, yeah.
East goes, bring it
I'm
up.
built the last summer shine when the rain goes. I just want that bad fuck.
You the type of nigga, if I pull up in a brand new Porsche or some shit, you'll be like, yo, what year is that? What year is that, man? Fuck you mean what year it is, nigga? It's a Porsche. In order to grow up, you gotta glow up. I followed you niggas rap styles, I am the one. I'm like the earth and you keeping me lit, so you my son. Niggas bitching like some hoes cause you broke. Plus the villains stay shitting like my nose full of coke. Listen, you keep saying you a killer and you shoot. You got a couple murderers in your crew. Well, I ain't never heard of ya, where's the proof? So I asked, who you trying to convince, me or you? Listen here, Jeremy, your parents really miss you. They want you back home with your sisters and no issue. You wanna rep the street life, bitches with a pistol, but when the feds come, you'll be snitching like a victim. Yeah, real ones, they ain't visible. Everybody in the streets really miserable. You got these kids thinking fame for the criminals, but that's the same thing that got Gotti in their vision. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. These dudes hated Vega villain from the start. Trust that, making money is my art. And I could draw on a nigga in the dark, catch him slipping while Zero tolerance, lyrical dominance is prominent. I dissect Kane, Pyrex gang. All y'all niggas talking tough on tracks. I'm from the south side of Cuse, we pull up on cats. I throw bullets like Cam the fun chest. Whoever won test, sit your trap with your bitch and my hand up a sundress. Promise that your bitch won't miss you, cause I'm official. Quick fast, Vega get in your ass, I'm like tissue. On Facebook, you so damn tough, you acting different, nigga. You ain't yourself right now, you need a Snickers, nigga. Running your lips at Vega can get you killed. A lot of y'all been bit so long, you a MILF. Spit sick, pray for me, my safe is a bakery. Whip, quick, flip bricks, occupation masonry. Basically, I'm raping me, trap, no mistaking me. Raps, but civilians stay strapped like a baby. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster.
Gangsters take care of all their kids. Gangsters don't brag about no biz. Gangsters don't tell you how they live. Gangster, you just know what it is.
You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster.
What's good, bro? What's up, man? Shit just touched down, man. You at the spot? Yeah, I'm over here. Oh, that's a bad. I'm gonna slide up on you, you hear me? Pull up, man. That's bad. Waiting on you. Alright, that's a bad. I'll see you in a minute.
Put me in the game like EA. Watch me running money up like CJ. Ooh, I ain't been asleep about 3-4 days. I just caught a nigga lagging on the freeway. I just made 25,000 when the trap put up half in the cut, gave the rest to the DJ. Big boy pack, shit touchdown. I just came to California, boss coming in from CA. Put me in the game like EA. Watch me running money up like CJ. I ain't been asleep about 3-4 days. I just caught a nigga lagging on the freeway. I just made 25,000 when the trap put up half in the cut, gave the rest to the DJ. Big boy pack, shit touchdown. I just came to California, boss coming in from CA. Put me in the game like EA. Watch me running money up like CJ. I ain't been asleep about 3-4 days. I just caught a nigga lagging on the freeway. I just made 25,000 when the trap put up half in the cut, gave the rest to the DJ. Nigga really street certified, nigga always been stamped. You ask my niggas out there in PA. I just wanna DC side edge, my niggas out Maryland. You can even ask my niggas out VA. Big boy pack, shit touchdown. I just came to California, boss coming in from CA. Know these phone tap undercover, take a picture, plus the judge, prosecutor, steady work with the DA. Been a suicide, try steady, booty money steady coming in like a running on a relay. Really fucked up when I fucked up in the past, really trusting everyone that's trying to come up on a night. Only thing a nigga really never fucked up was the re-up in the money that was put into the pot. I'm a hardcore, never trust none of these niggas. I just see their paperwork where I know they really high. I can give a fuck with a bitch nigga guy. He ain't never spent a minute, he ain't coming to the spot. Put me in the game like EA. Watch me running money up like CJ. Ooh, I ain't been asleep about 3-4 days. I just caught a nigga lagging on the freeway. I just made 25,000 when the trap put up half in the cut, gave the rest to the DJ. Big boy pack, shit touchdown. I just came to California, boss coming in from CA. Put me in the game like EA. Watch me running money up like CJ. I ain't been asleep about 3-4 days. I just caught a nigga lagging on the freeway. I just made 25,000 when the trap put up half in the cut, gave the rest to the DJ. Big boy pack, shit touchdown. I just came to California, boss coming in from CA. Ooh. I just came to California, boss coming in from CA.
Shout out to my man Lenny watching. What up, fam? Shout out to my man OCA Stacks, who we just played the video. He just won a contest for Ugly Money in Atlanta. So go to his IG page, OCA Stacks. Tag him up, congratulate him. Check out his Facebook page, OCA Stacks. Congratulate him. He's on TikTok, OCA Stacks. Just congratulate him. We gonna salute him. He said he got some new music for me. I always thought I fuck with OCA Stacks because he was like, "Yo, King, I got some new music for you. You know, I gotta get to you first before I give it to everybody." Real talk. Salute to GLP. You know, I always gotta bring up a Black GLP story. One of the things about OCA was that one time he had a record, that was on the radio, and but when he sent it out to me and GOP, and he came and did the interview. He was like, "Yeah, I fuck with the radio station, but I fuck with y'all just as hard because y'all my family and stuff like that. Anytime we ever call for him to come through, he would always come through for us. Like one day, this is the funniest story is one day, and I'll never forget this. Me and Gio, we went to a session, and CP3 can tell you, without him having a convulsion over there about football.
Man, Josh has got to touch on
What happened?
So when me and GOP was doing our show, True Radio, it was like 1:30 in the morning. But CPT can tell you, we fucking stayed booked. Yeah. Like motherfuckers would just. But so one day we finally had a free show, and I don't know why my dumb ass wrote on Facebook, "Yo," because I'm like, we about to get out early, shit, because the show's at 1:30. Sometimes our show go 3 hours. So I'm like, "Yo, we about to get out early. We good. Free show tonight. We great." That nigga OCA Stacks walked in this motherfucker. But he didn't walk in for himself. He brought like a whole bunch of artists. And he was like, yo, this is my man, interview them. And one thing I always say about this dude, like, he done sold out Howard. I done seen him perform. He brings a crowd with what he do. But he always showed love. Like, he's never been that guy. Like, there's a lot of you new niggas need to take notes. He's always been that guy to bring his phone out and be like, "Oh, let's exchange information." Yeah. And he'll be the dude to call you and check. Like real talk. Like ain't a lot of people, when GOP passed, like a lot of motherfuckers who we did show ain't say shit to me. Matter of fact, I was actually standing in a room with a motherfucker who we interviewed and who actually stole how we did our show. Never came over to me and said, "Hey, I'm sorry for your loss." I would say OCA Stacks and my man Pac Riley checked on me constantly. Like, "Yo, King, we understand I was your dog. Are you good? Are you good? You good?" Like, and they constantly checked on me, and I appreciate that from people like that and stuff like that because they don't.
Yeah, and he honestly with him, he seems to be a stand-up dude.
Oh, he is.
Really good energy.
So funny thing is, him and Renegade's are cousins, but he's on Renegade's mom's side. We didn't know that. But the funny thing is, we were fucking with each other, and then we found out later they were cousins, like about 2-3 years later.
Wow.
Like, damn, really? So when we call each other fam, they really are fam.
Yeah. But no, he definitely brings good energy, and that's important.
Yeah.
That's important.
The first time we met him on the show, he didn't know how to take me. I was like, "Man, it's just what I do." But he a wild boy though.
I know you ain't talking about somebody being
But
nah, Sack's a wild dude. Yeah, appreciate the follow. He follow me on TikTok on my new channel.
But here's the thing about Stacks. Like real talk, when people see Stacks, they think he is real, and he is street nigga. But at the same time, there were conversations that him and GOP would have that was very political and stuff. And when him and GOP was breaking down some stuff, and it was just like, yo, that's a whole nother side that people don't get to see. Like real talk, when we was at the one by Red Lobster off Arcs Road, like most of the time GOP would take me home. When Stacks showed up, Stacks be like, "Oh no. GOP, go ahead, go home. King good with me. He good. He got to call no Uber. He good with me. Boom. I'm gonna make sure he get home. This is my man. This is my family. That's a good thing. Hold on one second.
Yeah, speaking about GOP, I was actually going through some of the archives on my YouTube channel and checking out some of the shows we had on Listen Vision. It was some good shows. I hate to say this, but I'm still mad at not being here. We had so much potential with that show that we want to change the game, a lot of platforms, podcasting, and just diversity-wise. So it's definitely you're definitely gonna be missed. It's also a rough month for me because it's the 18th anniversary of my dad passing away in like another week. So it's always, a rough month right before my birthday. My mom's birthday was just 2 weeks ago. So, you think about those loved ones that had like I always have to give a shout out to them. She's the one that got me in the podcast and helped me realize that this is the passion that I have and chasing dreams and making moves that I probably would never have if I never met that dude. That's how I met 151, ended up doing the show with at the bar through him. So, so always want to represent True Radio Network.
Definitely.
I'm going to stay politically correct because I got some folks for some other folks that
say
they represent, but we're going to leave that alone right now.
So.
But we just got a guest in the building, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that along before I say something that might get us taken off.
So we got a guest in the building, but let me play a video so I can get his mic and stuff up and ready. Excuse me, Dan, this tequila really working.
Really?
Yeah.
Gatorade fan, because I'm up 4 points in my fantasy fan every year, baby.
Don't you do a Gatorade fan? Take that over.
Whoa, CP3. I ain't never seen your ass drink any Gatorade.
He said a Gatorade bag. You know how they do it.
I drink the electrolyte after I leave the show because I got to rehydrate.
You lying like shit. But you know what we're about to play, CP3? Guess which video we're about to play.
Oh, Lord.
Money combo, baby.
You're actually right. This is you. Gunman number 2. Money combo.
It's been a little bit over a year.
Nigga, it's been 2 years.
2 years.
It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years.
Oh, come on, man. I got family, I got kids.
Shout out to people that bring real people to the
Money.
We want to approve that message and your mics are muted right now.
Money. I love that money.
Lucas.
Money. Money, money, money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. You don't really want to play. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. You don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. It's money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. Money, 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 make you shut your mouth. Don't never ever talk about it if you never had the clout. You don't know what to say. Stay up out of my way. Cause money, 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 make you shut your mouth. Keep playing with these goonies, boy, I'm gonna have to make the call. Stay in bounds on your pivot, boy, if you gon' ball. Cause a lot of niggas be fake, and you really can't play. Cause we done got it out the mud, nigga, what you talking about? Screaming, oh my God, money got me pride. They living a lie, look into my eyes, they might seem surprised, this is homicide. We just multiply, we been on the rise. If we got some wings, fuck it, we gon' have to fly. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. Day in my life, I take me a different route. And use all my case, niggas on my face. You can get erased, what you talking about? Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. You never crossing these borders. I'm whipping it up, Gordon Ramsay. I swear that I'm cooking these orders. You talk about me, you better just hope that you can just really afford it. I'm ballin', I'm winning, I'm feeling like Robert Horrid. Nigga, I'm scoring. I count in the morning. They talk about me, then I gotta ignore it. My bitches be foreign, so independent, my money be corporate. These rappers is boring. You hate me and I'm always gonna adore it. I'm smoking that soaring. She always go ahead and let me explore it. I call her my Dora. You can go and talk about me, I ain't flawless. I go put my all in. If a nigga talk about me, then I'm gone in. You know that I'm gone in. Jump in, take trips, Pompeii. All day, always keep 3 stacks like Andre. I get it, man. And you can never, ever get rid of that. So watch what you say, and watch how you do. If you playing the game, then you play by the rules. Money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money's what I'm talking about.
Yo. So we're back. So we're back. We got our special guest. Man, it's been a hell of a show. So what's going on? So first of all, let me welcome you to At the Bar.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I need one thing first.
No.
Yeah. Push the mic closer.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, how y'all feeling?
We feeling good. So, the funny thing is, we didn't meet, but I saw you perform at Ocean Lounge when Renegade performed that night.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So, my man Ray, shout out to Ray. Me and him, that's my dude. Me and his father go way back. Um, got some. We came out there to bless that program. It was a hot program at Ocean Lounge. We had 3 hot MCs and tore it up. So Ray hit me up and was like, "Yo, he wanted you to come on to the podcast this week." And we was like, "Cool, let's definitely do it." So your name is Fat Cash.
Yes, sir. Fat Cash. $FATCA$H.
Okay, all right. So I'm 151. This is Lady Antoinette. That's CP3. CP3, no throwing up gang signs, please. Because when I again.
Why?
As you can tell, this show's about to go downhill.
Oh my God.
This show's about to go downhill. So, as always, we're gonna ask you some questions. We're gonna play your music, and we're gonna have some fun. We'll have Lady Antoinette start us off.
You know, you can tell me for that.
I know.
Okay, so
That's what I do.
let's start with you. How did you get your
Actually, well, fat is self-explanatory. You know, I've been a big guy pretty much all my life. And so, and it's actually like, okay, so people call me fat before they say like my real name. So I put that in there, and then so my last name is Rich.
Okay.
So Rich, you know, cash. There's a play on that. So that's all. It was simple. It was just like a nickname and real name combination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
CP3. What you got? What you got? What you got?
I'm over here trying to get my feet up for the football game that's about to come on. So yeah, you know, we don't I don't know if you know, we don't listen to the music until the artist comes in. So I'm not sure what your sound is, but what is your influences that have put you in a position where you feel like you can make an impact on this dwindling music industry? I'm not a big fan of this new music culture. What do you think you can make the impact and bring the real back to the hip hop? Well, to start off, so like my influences, I want to say like Light Show, if you heard him.
Wait. He's doing influences.
Oh,
Can't do that.
Can't
Can't stay here.
Yeah. Kind of got ahead of myself. Excuse me on that. I asked a question that shouldn't have been asked. Let's just go from where do you feel your influence on the game will make the game better if you think the game needs to be better? Man, we got authentic, real, hard hooks. Like, I don't think a lot of people put time and effort into hooks, you know, real song structure, hook, verse, hook, or, you know what I mean, letting bridges ride, things like that. So, and then you know, I rap with Q the Music, you know, that's a buddy of mine in the label More Money, and what we do is, so I sing and have like energy, right? So I got like a singing type melodic vibe, and then it's like energy, and then Q is like the lyrics. He coming with the J. Cole vibe after I done just sang. He about to go ahead and be serious with you real quick, you know, let him know how it is. So that's how I think in today's music, we can last for a minute.
Okay.
We can have a strong one.
Cool. So I guess my turn. So before you got here, we were talking about the movie Brown Sugar.
Okay.
And that question is probably one of the most profound questions that you can ask somebody. So, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Shoot, I fell in love with hip hop around the time. Really, it was around the time I started playing football. Like, so like my mom always, you know, played music around me growing up, so she put me on. But like actually, like seeking music myself, I didn't start that until like, you know, I played football. So around like 10 or 11. Around like 10 or 11, I started playing football. But so music was just, it was a motivator. It was, and if you will, a fetish. It was like, okay, I'm doing football. You know, everybody see me, they see football player. You know, you've been doing it for a while, but like music was just always in the background. Hey, we're gonna do that. Freestyling on songs that I'm listening to. Like I block out, like I listen to Lil Wayne. I will block out a verse that he doing. I just be like saying my own jam with the beat. Like, so yeah, I've been in love since about like 10 or 11.
Lady Internet, what you got?
All right. So it sounds like, you know, music is influential to your life. Tell me your favorite genre and how that impacts your career.
Yeah, that'd be some deep ass questions.
Oh, actually, R&B.
R&B is your favorite?
And I think it provides me with the longevity. So it is my bread and butter. So, when I'm done playing around or when the energy music ain't the energy no more, or however it go, you can never put me out. So I always fall back on, that R&B and that core audience.
Yep. Got it.
CP3.
Well, I'm the sports guy and you mentioned football, so I got to bring the football question. You said, you were playing ball. I was an ex-linebacker, ex-coach, defensive coordinator, cover sports. We was talking about the command a little while ago. What position did you play? What influence did football have on you? And did it have any influence on your craft? And also, did it distract you like it did me in my younger days when the females and cheerleaders got involved? Did it take you off of your grind?
We just had to go there, didn't we?
Because coming from my background, I got distracted. I want to talk to someone that maybe didn't get distracted and learn how they did it. Because I look back on that time and like, damn, that's a pivotal point in my life. But I let certain things.
Lady Antoinette, remember at the conversation? We be right here, and then CP3 always go.
That's a real question. That's a real question to an athlete. How did you stay focused when some folks, get derailed by some of the fruits of their labor?
Because you were chasing ass.
Yes, I was. I got distracted through football and Boy Scouts because cheerleaders. Big man, when you're not used to getting cheeks thrown at you and you get them thrown at you because just because you're playing well on the field, you get distracted.
But how they boys? No, you know what? Don't answer.
No. I don't want to know.
That's real. That's some real shit.
Let's go.
But you know what? I won't deny that though. I'll be honest with you. I ain't really no good example because that's really how I found out that I like football, but I don't love football.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can't cheat the game. You know what I'm saying? It's a physical sport. Yeah. So once I realized that, I had to pivot and fully explore music after that. And another question. What was the rest of that? How did it influence? Yeah, any influence will affect your rap game, like you said. Now that you say that you realized you didn't have the love and the passion to go after football, so you realized that rap was your passion. But what traits from football practice and work ethic that you incorporated into your style of rapping and pursuing your career? Well, I use music to motivate me in football, so especially like workouts or something like that, when it get tough, you know what I mean? So, but now vice versa, now I'm just making music for, that's what I'm doing. The music is what I use. So so as an artist, you still have days, right? Where you doubt yourself. You doubt yourself when you doubt what you got going on. But man, I tell you, if I'm playing something back, or if I'm just making something, like right on spot, I'll be making something and I'll just listen to like that bridge or that opening, and I just be tears. Like, man, you like what? Like that's what I'm doing for real? Creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the music I make it motivate me to make more music.
So I gotta put a public service announcement. So Mr. Nate Clemons, when you said it'd be cool for you to listen to my music, it's more ATL though. One, we don't discriminate on music. We get music all around. However, had you tuned into the show earlier when we had it on the other screen, we actually have an email address that you can send the music to. However, what I would appreciate you to do though is not make this about yourself and then make it about the artist that we're spotlighting now. We interview people whether by phone, whether by video, or whatever, or in person. But please don't selfishly take the spotlight off the artists that we have here now. Because I can be nice, or I can be 151. I'm being nice. I really say reckless stuff, especially when I find stuff offensive. Let's celebrate the person who we have here. You want your music to be listened to? Yo, all you have to do is say, yo, how can I send music? It's a quick cut question. There's a guy that's not even on the show. Shout out to basically the fourth member of the team that's never here. Jamel Wanza would have gave you the email address. So don't put that comment in there and we go off to the wind and be like, oh, well, this, because when you do that and you don't celebrate the people that we have in front of you, that makes me know I don't want to work with you.
Definitely.
Oh, let me rephrase that. That makes me know we don't want to work with you because it's not just about me. It's a whole team of us that do this, and we get turned off by that. And then I am I am I am the most vocal person, but I ain't the meanest person on the team. We already know who that one is.
Don't look at me. I'm the nice one. I looked at you.
It's not CP3.
I'm sweet.
There's another person here that's man. Woo!
But somebody got insurance.
Somebody has the nickname the pull up queen. So I ain't got nothing to do with that.
So
So
let you know.
but now
You need that insurance.
But now I want to go back to the interview, but I just want to address that. We do our best to promote any artists that come through, but also when we have an artist on, the expectation is if the same way you type that comment, you could have shared that show. So if you like, comment, and share, that's always a great thing. And it's free. You know that shit's free. Um, what is your Mount Rushmore for music? I notice I said music, not hip hop.
Yeah, because he already said. Drop a little negative.
Yeah.
So what's my Mount Rushmore? When the name drop?
Yeah.
Yeah, for your music.
What your top? Yeah. Okay. My Mount Rushmore. All right, I'm gonna update. Actually, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna update. Wayne.
Why Wayne?
Work ethic and talent. His talent was in the way he worked, the way he put out music. Mixtape after mixtape, right? The Carters. It was so impactful, that movement. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. So, and I throw people up. I'm gonna ask you these questions, and you're gonna, I will randomly say why. That doesn't mean I disagree. That doesn't mean I agree. That's just me.
I understand that.
All right, cool. Continue.
Let's say Wayne. I'm gonna go ahead right off of that. Let's say Thug.
Young Thug. Never big fan of Thug.
No.
No, I cannot fuck understand what he was saying.
Yeah. I get that.
However, but I know Thug has a movement, and then he has a solid fan base.
Very influential.
Funny thing is that I was more of a Rich Homie Quan guy.
What was I about to say? Okay. After that, I was gonna say Uzi. You say Rich Homie Quan.
So here's the thing.
Is that your Mount Rushmore?
The funny thing about Uzi is I will say this, and I'll say this until they put me in a casket. I am not a fan of Uzi. But I would respect his grind. I remember he kicked the worst freestyle I've ever heard that I really wanted to take a knife and stick in my ears, or when he talked to Ebro. But what he said was, I'm a rock star. I'm this and I'm that. And after that, his career took to another level. He put even through adversity and negativity, he would still rise up to be great. Yeah. And I will never put a black man down that did that. I can applaud him because whether I like his style or not, or his music is for me or not, it's not the question. I will applaud him because he said I'm a rock star, and then he showed it, and I will always applaud that.
Yeah, right. Well, see, but that's the thing. So it's the music, but for me, it's the work that went with it.
But once again, these are your Mount Rushmore is always going to be different from mine.
Oh, yeah,
Lady Internet's, CP3. We're all going different, but I love to hear people's take, and then and then I will challenge you on stuff, and we'll have conversations about that. Uzi's never been one that has been said before, but I can see why, because like music wise, to me, he's not good, but his hustle and how he's maintained, and like I remember he did a concert at the Fillmore. I just happened to be in Silver Springs, and like the motherfuckers was lined up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the influence. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that influence he had and the run he had, it was just so strong. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, granted, he kind of capped himself off already, saying he didn't want to. What he said, he could only last like he didn't plan on being here longer than like 3 years, something like that.
But it's been more than 3.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he didn't even plan for it, so he wouldn't even.
But before even that though, I remember him proclaiming, "I'm a rock star," and he's lived and he's done a rock star's life. Now, granted, I was wishing Thanos came down and took the Infinity Stone off his forehead.
Nah, I don't.
But outside of that, I think that, like I said, he spoke it into an existence, and then he made it happen. Now, that doesn't mean I'm gonna download his music or anything, but I do appreciate I do appreciate the belief in yourself, and a lot of people lack that. So that's just my thoughts. Lady Internet, what you got?
So it sounds like we already talked about music and its influence to you in your life. I did notice that you said your favorite genre was R&B, but yet you didn't put any R&B artists.
Oh, on my Mount Rushmore?
But that's fine. That's fine. You ain't gotta go back and do that.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm looking at it like this. We all have those pivotal moments in our lives where if you listen to a song, it'll take you back to a certain time frame in your life. Right. So the soundtrack in your life, tell me what track 1 would be.
Ooh, damn. I might have to steal that question. They got me thinking, shit. We know what CP3s would be. That would be the song.
What?
You can only choose one.
I said track 1.
I wanna say this, but the song Change Gonna Come. But I'm gonna say the name.
Okay, yeah, let's see it, because that's my song right there. Go ahead.
Sam Cooke.
Yes, look at you.
Making sure
Yep, you got it.
But and I say that because change is something that I've always wanted, yet it's always something that's happened, right? So I have my personal things that I would like to change, different fortunes, different events that have happened, fortunate for people in my life, and just through the life I had, though, I've had so much change. Not having siblings to have a sibling, having a sibling and then losing a sibling, not having a dad present, but I'm able to still lead and know better for my son. Moving from school to school, never really being in high school for 4 years. On the middle school, but still was changing those too. I've probably been a couple middle school more than 4 years, but still just change. Moving, home to home, change.
That's deep.
That's good. I like the song too, so that's makes sense.
It is my grandfather's favorite song.
What good man?
Oh yeah. CP3. What you got? What you got, Mr. Fantasy Football?
My bad, I got sidetracked.
You think about thoughts?
Nah, I told you my cat for some reason.
What about what's so shady?
I know.
I turned over a new leaf, man. There's no more thoughts in 2022.
Dog, you got PTSD. You got
I got post-traumatic slut disorder. I like that one. I ain't never heard that. Like that.
Yo, Lady Internet sent that to us earlier today. He got PTSD.
Post-traumatic slut disorder, yeah. But I have a lovely young lady that I'm
talking to them that I'm trying to do the right thing. And you guys keep trying to bring
No,
out
right.
me.
We not.
I'm trying to live right and do right, and you guys keep bringing up my past. It's my past for a reason. I don't live there anymore.
Do you actually have a question?
Watching, I gotta
Yeah, you do. Yo, he gets an Ava conviction. I believed him.
You sound very believable.
We mentioned she mentioned R&B. I'm an old school. I'm more of an old school head. And you mentioned, most of your Mount Rushmore were new artists, newer artists.
Yeah, switch it up.
Yeah. So what old school artists you feel might influence you?
Ooh, damn, that's a good question, CP3. Man. Shout out to the woman in CP3's like, he got deep.
There's gonna be some cliches in there, man. You're gonna have obviously you're gonna have Fox, you're gonna have Big. I don't know if this counts. Right?
It's gonna count.
I was gonna say, did he?
You can.
Okay, because I want to say that.
But
Because,
tell us why.
In what aspect, please expand.
well, for one, you gotta give him credit. He was on songs. Alright, so I don't know if you want to put him in the artist category, but he was on songs.
He's an artist.
I put him more as an entertainer.
No, he's an artist.
Hey, but they're business though. That's what I was getting ready to
But so I will say this about Diddy, and this is what a lot of people get misconstrued. Because he was going back and forth with he had a little war going on with Mace right now, stuff like that, like about contracts and stuff like that. Real talk, Clyde Davis, who's a white guy, Diddy did the same contract that Clyde Davis gave out to people. So, but we celebrate Clyde Davis, but we call Diddy the Shark.
Wait, who celebrates?
A lot of people celebrate him.
Like I said, some of the stuff that y'all have keyed me in on that Diddy has done to secure contracts.
But here's the thing. But that's the point I'm trying to make. When we talk about Diddy and Diddy, be like, yo, Diddy did this and Diddy had points and Diddy had these people in a contract with this, and this. Like even with the Mace situation, the Mace, real talk is that let's be clear about that situation. Did he say Mace owe him $3 million? Do you know why? For one, yeah, he owed that much. Mace's second album flopped. Harlem World flopped.
He owe him an album though.
And he owe him another album from that. And if it wasn't for the production of the Bad Boy team that I forgot what they were called. What was it called? The Hit Squad or I forgot what the fuck they were called. But it was Stevie J. It was Mario Winan. He had all those people. Like when they on your first album, nigga, you can't afford that budget. Yeah. Who you think paying that budget? You owe the record company. And people forget that. So when you had that $500,000 watch, nigga, that's a lease watch through the record company. Like you should have bought a house.
Yeah, you're borrowing from the record company.
That's one of the reasons why Jay-Z said, check your own videos. You'll always be number 2. So when Mace has this aggression towards him, like real talk, these are standard record companies, standard contracts. As I said before, we want to talk contracts, and we can talk Diddy to being the villain of it, but shit, Sugar Hill Records, which spawned, the Furious 5 and all these other, which is really like one of the first rap labels, Sylvia, whatever her name was, fucked a lot of people over. Like, the song on the message, that's Grandmaster Cash verse. That's not even Big Bank Hank's verse. That he's been getting paid off for 50 years. So, it's I'm not a Diddy defender, but let's be clear about what he offered is the same shit that white people offer.
But let me play devil's advocate.
Let's go.
Say Diddy kicked it the angle of I'm not like those record companies. I'm gonna look out for you to make sure you eat and you not struggling, with royalties and publishing and all that stuff down the line. And then he turned around and did the same fuckboy shit that he said he was gonna protect them from.
He did.
Exactly. So he has a right to be mad because he could have signed with a Clive Davis and maybe got a more lucrative contract
He wouldn't have.
and not have a motherfucker talking about he owed him $3 million because he had chalked it up as a business loss because of a bad investment.
So let's be clear about Mason's history. He was borrowing Cameron's shoes. This no. This
It happens though. People, you know what I mean?
Fat cash. This is actually from their mouths, like real talk. So he was borrowing Cameron's like out of the clique, because Children of the Corn, Children of the Corn, Children of the Corn, which was Mace, Cameron, and Big L. Mace was the poor. May rest in peace. Exactly. I'm sorry. Mace was the poor. So Cameron would give his shoes to Mace. So when Cameron got on, not Cameron, when Mace got on, he didn't have it like that, but he was trying to put Cameron in them. That's how Mace got signed to Big's label Under Siege, and he's not signed to Bad Boy. But he was trying to put them on. When you take out those lucrative deals and when you're wearing all this expensive jewelry, because the same shit that Mace was bragging about that he actually had, understand, if he paid for it, it was paid by the record label. That's money you owe. The record label will give you anything you want.
They think they're going to recoup it.
And if you don't recoup it, then you're in debt. So it's up to you to decide, do you want that iced out watch or do you want that house? If you choose the iced out watch and that's the dream you chase, you can't complain about the end result.
All right, so
However, and also, not to cut you off, Lady Antoinette, the same shit that Mace is complaining about, so is Fabio Foreign, who is under Mace. So the same shit that he's complaining about that Diddy did is the same shit Fabio Foreign is saying, yo, Mace did the same fucking thing to me and gave me $5,000.
That's just like with the pedophiles, and they do it because
what the fuck?
Because they've been abused before, so that it's this vicious cycle. He got you, so you feel like fuck it to move ahead in the business. This is what I got to do. So
But if that's the case,
that's what happened.
But if that's the case, then don't cry about what Diddy did to you. Because you're doing the same shit. Because you're doing the same shit.
We gotta look at what era we talking about now. When motherfuckers play victim and do the same shit that they crying about.
But no. First of all, let me say this, and then we can get back to our guest and what he has to say. At the end of the day, if somebody did you wrong, you speak on it.
Yeah.
If you did that same thing to somebody else, you own up to it and apologize to them and make that right as well.
He didn't own up to it.
Just because you did something wrong to someone else and you follow, like CP3 said, that cycle, does not mean that you just ignore the wrong that was done to you.
And looked around and it's not a big deal of Diddy, then why is it a big deal if I'm doing it?
But hey.
It is a big deal, but go ahead.
That's the music industry.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's the music industry.
I love these conversations.
I think we are in a different time as far as contracts, as far as what people know information wise, right? But if we keeping it in the context of Mace, right, coming from that era, I can't really say to the knowledge of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw Diddy some slack. I just feel like, you ever heard somebody say, you can't, if you want to be the best, if you want to be at the top, if you want to be up there with the elite, you kind of got to do some bad business. You ever heard that?
Never heard it.
I just don't agree with it.
But, well, I think that's where I think he gets the idea that it was okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, one, he can hide under what we didn't know. That was just what was going on. And also, it's like, well, on the flip side, even if I did, would he have really did fair business with everybody? I just doubt it.
It's selling your soul to the devil to get what you want. That's what you're doing. That's why I say I heard it.
But when it
I just don't agree with it.
When it comes to business, people fluctuate the way they play the game and the rules that they use when it depends on how it influences them. There's no morals in the game anymore. That's the problem. Not in just music, but
You said anymore.
Yeah, there was some standard rules, like certain things you just don't do. We know it's a cutthroat business, but you don't go to the kids. You don't deal with the family. You don't,
So
it's just certain things you didn't do even in the course of business. Now there's no cut cards into making this big buck into being rock.
So I got another question. What is your go-to album? Actually, no. Let me change that. Name an album that actually impacted your life. I think I like that one better. Take that. That shit. It's called the Diddy Tequila.
You don't want to know all that.
I'm gonna say a project, but then I'm gonna say like a song from the project.
Go ahead.
Right, but so I'm gonna say Amigos, YRN2. I'm gonna say that because it was just that, Versace. Fight Night, right?
Why did it impact you? What made it impact you so much?
Because like in high school, right? It just got me through so many good moments. Parties, shoot, in the locker room before games. Oh man, we'd be cranking that Handsome and Wealthy. That was the jump in the locker room. Like every time I think about it, I think of all good moments.
Okay. I like
first crush that I could like say like, yeah, I went and got my crush. Like when, you know what I mean? Like I went smacking her and started talking to her and did that. You know what I mean? From just that era, and I remember the song that I can associate it with, where like we was in the car, we was talking like, all that, right? But real quick, and then I want to say the song, right? The song, I would say, it's called Mama from Yo Gotti. This album, I can't think of the name of the album. Definitely remember that song, and the reason I say that because well, one, my mom was here, but a friend of mine, he lost his mom, and it put me in a spot, right? I just was like,
make you think.
Yeah.
It makes you think. When I've had friends who've lost their mother or lost a parent, I think about, and then I think about that. I think that I'm blessed I'm not in that position. Not saying I'm praying on their what they're going through, but both my parents are still here. It's a void that can't be filled. We keep it real. No matter how much you argue or what, like your mom is your mom, your dad's your dad. Like when that void is gone, you literally get one. When that void is gone, they gone. And so it makes you think about that. That's one of the reasons why Salute to Tupac, that Dear Mama was such a powerful song, because I'm from that era. I know a lot of niggas that was on the corner singing Dear Mama because they knew. They knew.
Give her flowers when she did.
Yeah. They knew what they were putting their mama through, and they knew that like your mama is like your number one lady. I argue, I fight my mom, love her to death, can't replace her. Can't change her, won't change her. She my rock, she my everything. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. It's something powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an emotional artist, so I attach myself to a lot of stuff, even whether it's sad, like I said, just the fun stuff.
So, Lady Antoinette. So we're gonna after your question, CB3 got a question. I'll do one more, and then we're gonna get into the music after that, cause I know y'all amped. Yeah.
So my final question for now.
For now, ain't no damn final question.
You said you have a son. Is that your only child?
First one on.
Okay. So if your son grows up and he's like, I want to go out here into the music business, what would be the way that you would, how would you direct him? How would you guide him based off of what you know?
I'll be honest with you, because I'm so early in it, I couldn't even tell you. But I ain't gonna be dry like that. If I can give him anything like right now today, it would definitely just be, stay close to the ones that you know, and stay aligned with the people that are driven in the same lane that you. Independent, move militant. Um, yeah, don't just say yeah. Don't just say yes to everything. Just research. Always do your due diligence. Research everything. Know as much as you can and take your time before you step out there. That's what I did.
CP3 doing something you ain't supposed to be doing on air. But then they can't see.
Oh. It's very telling.
All right, as a beat maker, I don't consider myself a producer. I consider myself a beat maker. Because, in my opinion, a producer is much greater than what I can do. But as an artist, who would be a dream producer you would love to work with?
For real.
Yeah, I love for real.
For real. And I say that because he's from Virginia, and then also because I don't think Uzi, like that collab that they did on that Love Is Rage 2, I don't think he did it justice. I don't. I think man, Pharrell is amazing, and I feel like the beats and the way he like put that project together, he could have gave it shit, y'all. I feel like,
Yeah, man.
and that's somebody that's on my Mount Rushmore that I'm talking about, but I'm very transparent in it. I feel like he could put more work in it.
So CP3, I don't know what you did, but TikTok has kicked us off.
I didn't even say nothing this time.
I know, but they kicked us off.
Man, y'all can't keep blaming me, man. I ain't say nothing wrong. I ain't talking about the LGBTQR community.
Here we go.
I ain't talking about I ain't talking about
But we don't want the rest of them to kick us off.
I've been behaving. I've been sipping my drink and been being politically correct. I ain't called nobody out. Y'all can't keep blaming me for this, man. They just hating on us, bro.
I think we need to go back and listen. You probably mumbled something.
He might have said something.
I feel racial profile.
You mumbled something.
Wrong. I've been sipping. What I've been mumbling?
No, you've been mumbling.
Thinking about some other things.
Oh, see, that may be why
I've been looking for a call, but I ain't got it yet. So.
You got a question, CP3? No, you went on a rambling spree.
I think you did. Wait.
Yeah, I did ask. What?
He said,
And you was trying to vouch
for Okay.
No, because I think he did. Yeah, because I just asked.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I don't recall the question you asked, but how do you feel about the current state of music?
Just in general.
In general.
I think information is there. I think we have lazy artists.
Why do you think the artists are lazy?
Wait, what'd you say?
Why do you think the artists are lazy?
Well, because a lot of them be still getting in the deals, but then they be like complaining about stuff, right? And well, not even just that. Then they'll get into the industry and complain about a lot of things that they should already know come with it, right? Like people, right? So everybody was going on Summer Walker for, her admitting that she's, nervous, not really dealing with people, and, kind of just chalking it up to that as far as the performance. And that's fine if you admit that and be transparent and walk in that. But then to leave it at that and to just say, well, to hell with y'all, right? That's just where I'm at with it.
Well, I mean, it's let me can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I did customer service and did retail for 20 years. The God's honest truth that no one ever tells you is that customer service and customer service make you hate people.
I know.
It will make you hate people because people have no boundaries. So I remember as a store manager, not even a cashier, as a store manager, holding my hand out and people slamming money down on my counter. I once got in trouble for a secret shopper because I was an asshole. So when I stuck my hand out to hand her money, she slammed it on the counter. And so when I took the when I gave her a change and she stuck her hand out, give a fuck. I slammed it on the counter. And when my DM approached me about it, I told him, well, you need better secret shoppers. I know exactly who the fuck you talking about. I don't give a fuck. That's just me. However, as an artist, when you deal with not having that privacy and not having those moments that you can decompress, it'll make you'll love fans, but you'll hate people. And I get it what she's going through because there's nothing I can tell you, there's no training I can give you that's going to prepare you for how your life would change once you become famous. Because um and understand this because fame is so many different levels. There's different levels of fame. There's Michael Jackson famous. There's and then there's Tito famous. It's shady. I know it sounds shady. I know it sounds shady. But understand, it's famous where people wave at you, and then there's other famous where people are fainting when you walk in the room. There's there's Tom Brady famous, and there's Kirk Cousins famous. You know, see, that's that Kirk Cousins famous. He's gonna fuck that nigga stuff for you. Versus, Tom Brady, you may not even like the team he's playing for, but you have to agree that he's one of the best. So it's just different. It's different levels, and no one can prepare you for that. Like everybody could talk and be like, "Yo, I'm ready for this." None of these niggas is ready for this because your life changes.
Well, it's usually at a magnitude that you can't fathom until you get there.
Yeah.
So I felt Summer when she made those statements. I do feel like she second guessed herself.
She probably did.
I feel like she could easily, she can do it. She just didn't feel like she could.
Right.
But it's one thing to get a job and you have the glitz and glamour of it all, and you think that it's going to be one way.
Right.
And then you see the ugly truth about it. And that's what she was expressing, the ugly truth. We're in a time now, our society is, people are very transparent. They put everything out there. Your deepest, darkest thoughts, your skeletons, all of it's right there on the internet, Of course, myself, CP3, 151, Miss Jade right here. When we were younger, that wasn't a thing. Now you have these people who are coming up and everything is posted.
Yeah.
All of your dirt is out there on the internet. So we're looking like, bless her little heart. But that's what she's doing. She's expressing how she felt, which had she not expressed that, people wouldn't have been going in on her.
Yeah. Let's dig into that. This younger generation, the reason I feel they post everything because they don't have that same connection that we had with other people because they're so used to technology.
They don't.
Right.
So all they know is to post online and try to get that connection. So to us on the outside looking in, because we came up without it, we look at it as asinine, but to them it's just everyday life.
Right, because they're
indoctrinated into.
But you got
it. Confine in people. We would confide in other people, your closest friend. Now, your closest friend is Instagram.
I mean,
TikTok.
You got to remember.
And that's what they're doing, and that's where people are faulted because when you do that, it comes back.
Well, people don't know. Well, understand. We grew up with real friends and real people. So around when, like Fat Cat's age, when he was in middle school, junior high school, I remember because my nephew Renegade was around there, and I remember my mom was like, "Oh yeah, they're giving him a laptop." Nigga, they ain't give us. I could. Nigga, when you saw a school computer, you were not taking that motherfucker home. You were putting a floppy disk in, and it was.
No. You know what?
I was at a military school in Columbia Park, and we were one of the first schools in PG County with computers, and we were allowed to take.
But it was
No.
desktop.
Let me.
But we were able to.
But they give it.
Slow your roll, CP3. Slow your roll. Let's. When my nephew he was there. I remember when he was in middle school. He was in middle school, and they were taking laptops home. I remember my mom.
They ain't had no laptops.
So, but that's the thing. It was a totally different era. So, people interacting with people is something totally different. You gotta like even now with certain artists, and you know this from the show CP3 and Lady Andrew could testify. There's a lot of motherfuckers we invite to come into the joint, and they be like, "I'd rather call in," because they don't want the interaction with an actual people.
Instead of being in the same studio or like linking up, like
I'm gonna send you the track.
So, look, one, don't ever apologize for being real, because if you're having a real conversation, you got a real point, you ain't got to apologize for that. This ain't that type of show. So if you definitely got a point that needs to be said, say it.
And truthfully, where people are flawed, and I think that's what
you're
referring to Summer Walker, is that when you're exposing yourself like that, you're causing yourself to be vulnerable. We grew up knowing that you only expose yourself and you're only vulnerable with people who are close to you, who care about you. The problem is if I'm vulnerable with all of social media, they don't care about me.
You gotta know that.
So
yeah. But see, that was my point though. So like, okay, I'm not faulting her for not knowing or thinking she knew, and then boom, I'm in here now. It's like it's different. I'm trying to navigate it. I got that, right? But maybe I'm just speaking from just my perspective too much. But I just feel like I just know. I know I don't know, but I also know what I know, and I just know, like you said, certain information I just won't be giving you if I know I can't. Whoop two, and if it happens, just gotta deal with it. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it, but I know I'm gonna deal with it. If I get myself into a bad contract because for whatever reason, I had to. You feel like you had to. Mama, everybody needed. I'm in a corner. You had to, but I feel like you always have a choice, and you did. So you did it. So now you on the internet complaining, F this person, F that person, you burning bridges, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's a smarter way to go about things.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people have teams around them to help them do that, or if they do, I don't know, they're not listening.
You just said something that's very important. People don't have teams around them.
Yeah.
A lot of people realize, a lot of people think that, I could do this solo, and no man is an island. Like, this show at the bar don't work without the team. Like if we didn't have the team to really accent the show. Could I do the show by myself? Yeah, but it's not as great without the team. The teamwork is what makes the dream work. The teamwork what makes the show great. And when you surround yourself, and I'm good that I can have a Lady Antoinette or CP3 that I can bounce ideas off of, and they can give me a yay or a nay and be like, let's go in this direction, and I mean, and not be afraid to tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: if I love having people around me that's going to help me grow. I can't grow if I got people around me that are yes men. You know, if I'm fucking up, I need CB3 and I need Lady Antoinette to tell me, yo, 151, you fucking up. And they will. And then we ain't talking about on the show, just in general. You know, and I love my brother and my sister to tell them the same thing. Like, yo, your son, you fucking up. Calm that shit down. That ain't good. You know? One of the greatest things about me and CP3's relationship is that, you know, and I hope he don't mind me telling this, but you know, we don't hold no secrets. When he has moments, like he's about to explode or whatever, he'll call me and he will tell you, I will talk his ass down. I will go, you at work? Yeah, I'm at work. What's going on? I'm about to explode. He's at the car. Okay, come on, boom, boom, boom. I go in a little corner. We have like a 15, 20-minute conversation, and we good.
You can save me from getting locked up a few times.
Yeah. We know you need that.
BLP, I tell the story all the time with Black BLP. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm 109 against a go-go band, getting ready to go down, and he called me out of nowhere. He's like, something don't feel right. Everything all right? He talked me down because I was about to it was about to be on the news for bullshit.
Mm-hmm. But you know, but that's the thing of having the right team and the right people in place for you to be successful. I'm blessed to have the people in my life that'll pull my card on and make me successful. Are y'all ready to hear this music?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I got 2 songs. I'm gonna play Needy first, and then I'm gonna play the Chill Vibe second.
Bitch, I feel like Diddy. Walk with that bitch and they happy to see me. She ate the dick up. Acting so greedy, gon' ask me shit. This bitch so needy. I know you need me. I know you need me. So the bitch won't leave. But I can roll right now. Yeah, bitch, I'll leave you. Obviously, I don't need you. I ain't buying you shit. Yes, I need to. Hope the little money gon' feed y'all. Pull up for that bitch. I drop a couple bars. No, it ain't cheap. I don't speak for free. Gotta let the money speak to me. About to get me some money. My fingers been itch. I will not stop. That's my ambition. I got them Ray-Bans on me. Adjusted my vision. Model, so I adjusted my vision. I can be fucking with neighborhood guys. She can be fucking with regular guys. You nigga bro. She passing you by. I don't fuck with you niggas. They asking why. They can be close. But I know they gon' try. One talking the movie, the first to die. My baby mama be the first to ride. That's why sometimes it hurts to lie. Oh, my baby need me. That's why she need me. I make that shit look easy. I like all my bitches greedy. Bitch, I feel like Diddy. Walk with that bitch and they happy to see me. She ate the dick up. Acting so greedy, gon' ask me shit. This bitch so needy. I know you need me. I know you need me. So the bitch won't leave. But I can roll right now. Yeah. Look in my eyes and tell me what you see. Don't be surprised, I make you fall for me. If I need that push, she gon' take me there. Girl, just smoke this kush, run your fingers through my hair like them chill vibes. Right, you see that wheel? Hop inside, dim the lights. Let me light these candles, do you right? Turn your phone on, you can't get no more calls tonight. So I ain't money stone, you need more wine. Baby, let me know, chill vibes. Right, you see that wheel? Hop inside, dim the lights. Let me light these candles, do it right. Turn your phone on, you can't get no more
baby, let me know. Shouldn't even take too long. Come outside and she gon' suck my dick. Like she on the phone, I ain't lying. She be home all the time. Say she Taurus, that's my sign. Nighttime, try to be busy, cause that's when she on her grind. On my weed for and she wash my sheets for me. And she cook it clean, making mac and cheese for me. Chicken and them greens for me. Show you what you mean to me. Hold your body on my body. Won't you hold me? Get lonely in the cold streets. We on the cold street. Yeah, I been with my bitch all day. Still ain't gone. Yeah. She stick to the code. Now she won't pull up on me. She keep me gonna fuck with real niggas only. Yeah, look at my eyes. Tell me what you see. Don't be surprised. I make you fall for me. If I need that push, she gon' take me there. Girl, this money's cush. Fingers through my head like them chill vibes. Why you see that wheel? Hop inside, okay. Dim the lights, let me like these candles. Do you right? Turn your phone on. You can't get no more calls tonight. So I ain't the blankets down. You need more wine, baby. Let me know. Chill vibes. Why you see that wheel? Hop inside, okay. Dim the lights, let me like these candles. Do you right? Turn your phone on. You can't get no more calls tonight. So I ain't the blankets down. You need more wine, baby. Let me know.
Y'all need to know what's up. Hey, look. Hey, DJ FM, you ready to do this shit? Hey, numbers. Let me tell you something real quick, man. You did your motherfucking thing tonight, man. Hey, we gonna hear. But they just heard you. You did?
He said, who is he?
You heard? Y'all know what's up. We only do this shit real right here at 1224 Shit Lounge. We doing this shit right, you heard? Are you ready, Slim? You sure you ready? You ready? Man, do your thing, huh?
To the E to the N to the E to the G to the A to the D to the E. They call me Renegade, dog. I'm out here in the DMV. Y'all niggas, I'm gonna tell y'all something one thing. My bad. Mic too close. Rapping, $1 million. Hey, business, $1 million. But showing love, that shit priceless. I'm gonna tell y'all, that shit priceless. You ain't gotta pay for that shit. So show some love in here and show some good love to these people that's getting out here and doing their thing. Trying to do something out here, alright? Let's get it pumping, dog. I'm getting pumping, alright?
Yeah, right. Yeah, shit, lie. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and make the 100 piece. I just want the money, power, and a piece. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the week. Had to go and get away from the streets. Cause they know a nigga act this all on me. I get that bag off, go stack a rack up. Pull up to Saks Fifth, go drop a bag off. I got a tax, y'all, the hang up a rats, dog. You can never catch me frontin', I done backed off. I'm like, hey, back it up with these groceries, that's my safe word. All these binges be a drug, that's my gateway. I be such a big stabber, they call now Mac Day. Dispatch to them feds, but you catch this KK. Every day's a payday. Open that safe, yeah. Won't do late, wait. Don't care what you say, hey. On I'm on the way, jump back like 2 or 3. I make you fade away. I can never trust no dog, never give up what I got. I just put up on the dot that I put up off the line. You can never run my day, only thing you in my way. Always acting like a boss, every time I took a loss. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and make 100 piece. I just want the money, power, and the peace. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the week. Had to go and get away from the streets. Cause they know a nigga act is all on me. It's all on me, pay your fee. All these niggas all around me. We gon' see, ain't shit sweet. Got respect, cause ain't shit free. Pay for them shoes, pay for them jeans. Got you down to a T. Even riding through Miami, got me gripping on my feet. Gotta move fast, go by the tag when she down on me. All these snitches, all these ops, see them round for me. Never will be giving you props, don't you vouch for me. Always clutching on that Glock, keep around for me. Tell them on the left, count up pesos. Someone check the record, they call me Fuego. You know that I'm a step, get out the way, door. On my worst behavior, pull up the Draco. What the hate for? How my day go? Never really care what you fake for. On my payroll is what you ain't go. All these haters around me do what I say so. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and make 100 G's. I just want the money, power, and a piece. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the week. Had to go and get away from the streets. Cause they know a nigga act is all on me.
That shit right, but this shit like. Alright, get it warmed up. Alright. Just get it warmed up. Thank you, everybody.
You never had a good week.
Yo. So we back. I made a big mistake. I gotta salute DJ Grip. Y'all don't even know this, but my nephew was born 2 days ago.
Oh,
So salute to DJ Grip. Salute to baby Caleb.
Yes. Oh.
Salute. Definitely.
What?
What the fuck?
Oh my God.
But,
That's the thought process. Well, this baby Kayla has amazing parents. So
yeah, so salute to that. So salute to Sade. So salute to Sade. Like those are my folks, and like Slim. I mean, me and Malik go back fucking middle school, and like that's my dog, and like we've been rocking ever since. Like our friendship was born into hip hop, like Marley Marl, Symphony, Top Villain, like and stuff like that, and we've been brothers ever since. And you know, I appreciate, and I'm happy for him. Like I'm genuinely happy.
Yes, same here. And he's my almost birthday twin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then Sade,
So
supplies us with.
yeah. So right now, because nephew was born, she hasn't been doing the drinks and the food and stuff.
Right.
But once nephew gets settled and stuff like that, she'll be back on that.
But she can take her time.
Yeah.
We understand.
So real quick before we get back to our guest is I should have put the camera on us for a second, but somebody has a birthday coming up, and we have not done a birthday brunch in a while, so we need to find a spot and do a birthday. So next month we need to find a spot and do a birthday brunch.
And maybe we can extend it to booze.
Oh, we're gonna get fucked up all day. So any artist that's been on the show that want to hang with us that day, you can come. But I'm just gonna let you know, shit gets expensive when we get fucked up.
Yeah. But I'm gonna try to. Y'all usually task me with the location. So
nothing in Georgetown.
Nothing.
I kind of want that Georgetown joint.
I want that Georgetown. Tell us can't afford it.
Yeah,
But wait. But wait a minute. I mean, we'll see. Because if we can't go if we can't go for your birthday, then we definitely gonna hit the Georgetown eventually.
We gotta go to the Georgetown, but I will admit that is probably one of the
Little pricey.
Remember you told us.
Yeah.
That's when he's like over 100. So
Per person.
Yeah.
Over 100 per person.
I mean, we did go to a bunch and spent $2,000. So
I'm sorry. Y'all keep blaming me, but I'm sorry. I influence y'all. I'm a terrible influence. We did. We went to brunch and we spent quite a bit.
I mean, we went for food and we ended up with watches.
Oh, money. Security alerts. Expensive and it may go down.
Yeah.
Man.
It went the wrong way.
It was brunch
and then we ate again.
Yeah. No. After we shopped, we went back and drank and ate some more.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
It was. Don't get me wrong. It was one of my best. It was one of my best birthdays to spend it with the team, and we had so much fun. But nigga, we dropped some money.
Yeah, we gave some people some commission.
Yeah, it was fun as shit.
Now I don't think that this is. Matter of fact, this is the watch. This is the reason why we went. Remember when I told y'all about the watch?
Yeah.
This is the reason why we went, and that's what I'm wearing right now. The whole reason why we went.
Shit. We left that motherfucker. I think everybody had an Invicta by that time. Shit, Renegade came. He had an Invicta.
I left with quite a few.
No.
I had 2 days.
So when Lady Antoinette left, they gave her ass a free case. They didn't give me shit.
2 cases.
Oh yeah, 2 cases.
And then some bags.
The fucking white people wanted her with the Invicta Club.
Yeah.
They ain't
in the club.
They ain't. Man, that shit was crazy.
Because they had buy 2 get 4 free. Oh. First he went in there because he was going to buy 1 get 1 free.
No. We went in there because he told me, and I was like, oh, because I bought this watch, and I was like, I want a better.
And I needed some new watches, so I was like, I was working to do it, trying to make some good money. I was like, I can go buy me maybe buy 1 get 1 free. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, these joints nice.
And we did a deal. Me and him did a deal.
Then Thomas.
Shout out to Thomas.
Shout out to Thomas.
Comes over and says, hey, we're having a Father's Day special. Buy 2, get 4 free. We look at each other like, hold fast, nigga. What, nigga? Who? Buy 2?
No, buy 4.
No.
Get 2 free. Wasn't it buy 4?
I thought it was buy 2 and get 4 free. That's what, because we paid for the most expensive ones. And the other 2 we got for free. So I look at her like, oh, fast, what kind of hustler nigga shit is this? Buy 2, get 4 free. I'm like, well, shit, I can use 3 watches. You can use 3 watches. So then we looking at watches and then we see some bracelets. And I'm like, damn, these are nice bracelets. But peep, after we get in the watches, and he's like, yeah, them some nice bracelets. Yeah, we got buy 2, get 4 free on the bracelets too. Next thing I know, I got 3 bracelets, 3 watches. She got 3 bracelets, 3 watches, a case, a flask, and some other shit. This nigga was coming for 1 watch. He leave with 2. And then Renegade come out of nowhere. He leave with a watch. And I just got a fat commission check, so I was like, fuck it.
Renegade came to drink and left with a watch.
He got a drink, but he got a watch.
But it was crazy.
He told me about the sale, and I like Invicta watches, and I just purchased an Invicta watch. But it wasn't satisfactory to me. I felt like the watch was supposed to be a man's watch, but it looked like a woman's watch. Okay. Which I have the watch on now.
And CP3 bought her watch.
I that watch.
I didn't buy her watch. I gave her the opportunity to buy that watch. She put the watch back. Once she put it back, it became fair.
I didn't see the watch. I didn't see the watch and said, he bought a watch I was trying to get. It was bad.
I purposely said, you go ahead and choose the watches you want, and I'll wait. And I still got caught with grief because I want to say,
what?
I'm a preventive maintenance type of dude. I'll say, look, you decide what you want, and I'll choose after. She chose her watches, and as soon as I get that one, oh, that's the watch I wanted. But you already got your 3.
When I saw the guy picked it up, and he took it away. I didn't know he was getting it for him. So as I'm looking at it, that's when he had already selected it. I didn't know.
Anyway, it was a fun day. Right. But CP3 has a birthday coming up, and we gotta do something fun.
Big 4-5, baby.
And then they don't want to really let me choose.
So we're gonna have some fun. We'll figure something out.
I'm gonna too expensive.
Somebody buy me a 4-5 for my 4-5.
The last brunch we went to though was it
Found the
was,
Farmers.
yeah, that wasn't bad.
That was a cool one. Yeah.
That was your birthday. Wasn't
Yeah, it
that
was his
your
birthday. Tyson, we went on Tyson Corners.
Yeah, we went for your birthday. Yes, we did. We went to.
We went to Tyson Corners to find the fun for your birthday, nigga. We didn't have a show. Damn, how much have you drunk tonight?
You don't remember going to the other brunch spot with us?
Yeah, right. Texas Corner. I don't remember going over at Texas Corner.
Bruh, we met, and Lady Antoinette drove.
I met you here, and we went out there.
Wow. I remember Pentagon City. I remember Texas Corner.
Bruh, it was your birthday. Remember one birthday
brunch we went to?
You remember one birthday she bought you the 40s for jokes, and then we did the.
No.
The other birthday we went to Tyson Corners.
Did you thinking of another birthday? Because one birthday I bought a whole bunch of liquor for you.
Yeah. And then the second birthday we went to Tyson Corners.
Gee.
Damn, you fucked up.
Oh my God.
I ain't been to Texas Corner. I remember it's next to Texas Corner.
It's 25 minutes away from here.
Remember, y'all were laughing at me because they was taking too long. I was about to go beat the girl up at the counter.
Yeah.
And then they called this back real fast.
You was always about to beat the girl up.
You was sitting right next to me while we was eating.
I know, that's sad.
Oh my God. It was
So,
Jeez.
let's talk about these two songs real quick.
Yes.
So CP3 is lost.
Yeah.
Clearly. Yeah, he's still scratching his head.
Bruh, I'm lost. He
lost the whole
day. He lost the whole day like 2 years ago. A year.
Pentagon City clear as a day.
It was last year, nigga.
Yeah, it really was. Oh, because I was trying to go to the Georgetown joint, but they was booked up.
Yeah. You don't remember?
That was Texas. I remember we went out, but that was Texas.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. No, that was nigga. That Pentagon went for my birthday. For your birthday, we went to Tyson's Corner. Man, blame it on the alcohol. Anyway, lady. Yeah. Lady Antoinette, what do you think about the two songs?
So he says that the first song is his favorite.
You like the second?
I like the second song.
Yeah.
I do. I like it's a vibe with it. You know, I like the second, but at the same time, I feel like your first song is more towards the guys.
Yeah.
That's the audience.
Yeah, you
That's
know, it's
somebody.
It's that energy. It's easier to like perform. I would say.
Yeah, probably.
Until I get more well-rounded in like my performances and things like that. It's a way I can deliver that song. I know, but I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, the second song, I felt like that's something that the ladies could probably rock to before the guys. The first song, because case in point, the first song CP3 was doing his little dance.
The Negro dance.
Okay. And then the second song, I was like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
So I personally like the second song better. But I can see how you're saying, like when you're performing, you have that high energy and all of that. So that makes sense.
CP3, we kind of know what song you like. Yeah.
I mean, you know, both had a nice good vibe to it. You know, it's one, you know, it's a smacking ass song, and when it's, you know, a club song, you know.
Yeah. Smacking ass.
I mean, you gotta smack that. But definitely had a good vibe to a good feel. Like I say, I make beats, so you know, I did like the tracks. Still, you know, I'm still learning, so you know, I'm not an expert or anything. So I'm always listening for new things and listening for the things that's catchy and what people are listening to. So it definitely got my attention. It definitely, like I said, I'm an old school hip hop connoisseur. You know, I like the old school where actually, you know, substance and lyrics and like you talked about, knowing, you know, bridges and hooks and bars and everything. That's why when you spoke about that, I was like, well, at least he understands the structure of a song and know how to make a song, unlike most of these artists, because I don't call them rappers because most of them couldn't wrap themselves in a Christmas present and shit.
Oh yeah, thanks.
But I definitely did like the vibe. And I come on now, you didn't say shady your things and that. I thought that was creative. It's almost Christmas time. Everything. Come on, man. Pumpkin spices in the air, man. Come on.
He said the pumpkin.
This should be your time. Spice time.
Spice, baby.
He said, you know, said shady things to that. I can't even argue with that.
That was creative and shady at the same time.
I can't even argue with it.
I get it, yeah.
For myself.
Yeah.
But it definitely had a nice vibe, so I can see myself listening to it, riding to work, riding around some urban medication.
So for me, the second song, because it surprised me. You know, I knew you as a rapper. I didn't really know you as a singer. And it was really good.
Thanks everybody.
You know, I think that I think you got some good music that you can really grow with. And I think that's you headed in the right direction. You know, don't. My best advice to you is probably gonna be don't get discouraged and don't let people distract you because you know we will have you'll have your team, you'll have your girl, and you'll have people that will distract you from being great. Um, and on the road to success, it's not easy, but it's a lonely road. So not everybody who starts the journey with you is going to make it with you.
Sure.
And we have a tendency of, and I suffered from this, and that's how I know, so I speak from experience, of trying to pull everybody through, and truthfully, that may not be their path. Their path was maybe to walk through the door with you. Their path was not maybe to finish the race with you, and we have to accept it. So, you know, on your journey, don't be surprised when people start falling off, and don't waste time trying to push people to your level, because I always tell Renegade this. It's not my job to slow down. It's your job to keep up. So if you know how I'm moving and you know which direction I'm moving, it's your job to keep up. Because I'm not going to slow down for you. And I love you, but I'm not. And you're my blood, but I'm not going to slow down for you. I'm not going to slow down for anybody. If I'm going this direction, it's your job to keep up. And he used to think I was so mean. And then when he finally understood what that meant, he was like, yo, he said it to somebody one day. I was like, he gets it. You know, it's not my job to slow down. It's your job to keep up. Really 80s cartoons.
How long did it take you to come up with that?
That's one of the models I live by, man. You know you're dealing with a sorry motherfucker, and you can't be surprised when they do sorry motherfucking shit.
Yeah. I wish that all those females that were impacted by Foots heard that. Because they really needed those words.
Impacted by Foots.
Impacted by Foots. I feel like we need to put out a commercial.
For those that don't know, Foots is like CP3 times 10.
Yeah.
And that's who I met. I met him as Foots.
You don't want to meet that.
Way back in the day.
Yes.
Yes. And I feel that the words of advice that you just gave, those young ladies needed that.
So CP3.
Yes, sir.
Let me redeem you for a second. It is now time for my favorite part of the show.
Favorite part of the show on At the Bar Radio, and we have a featured independent guest, and the artist is Bars at the Bar. Spit your hottest flow, freestyle, written, whatever you want, but spit something hot for us.
So that is the tequila, because you done switched it all the way up.
I had to go to performance voice.
He really went Erica with that shit right there.
This stuff that he just said, he was like, and the artist, and this and that. And switch your hottest. No, you don't.
Yo.
You say the same thing every time, and this tequila got you saying something completely different.
Tequila and herbal medication, baby. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, that could be a song, Red Wine and Tequila.
Okay. Oh, y'all wait on me.
Yeah, it's on you. We want to get some bars.
Acapella, you want to throw a beat on one?
We ain't got no beat right now. I love acapella. I want to buy acapella.
You know, off the top of your head, you can do a verse that you already have, all that good stuff.
Okay. We at the bar. Okay. I'm in the no. Oh, let me start over. We at the bar. I'm in my car. We at the bar. I'm in my car and I'm a star. We going far. I got the titles on my arm. Okay. On my neck, I got that charm. I'm on the top, I'm on the flow. They got me on a shot, I'm about to go. It's my first time on the show. I'm on the freestyle. Kick one for y'all. Lights on. Yeah. Shit, that's probably the worst one I got.
No one's ready for it. That's why we do it.
I had to give you all top.
And then look, for those who can't see, we don't know if he got a little bit of sweat on his forehead because he put on the spot or because he done had a shot. I'm sorry.
It's tequila kicking.
It might be.
The tequila make it hot, okay?
It might be broke.
Yo. But the tequila kicking, I mean,
But you good.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing though, and I want you to understand something. One, when we ask people to do this, we appreciate when people, because there's some people that be like, yo, no, and when a person at least attempts and tries, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Like we don't throw shade on nothing like that. Anybody that's gonna attempt to do it, it's whatever. Boom, we appreciate that because it shows love and it shows that you appreciate the show. So.
But rapping shit, I love the sport, so but like that freestyle I go back to just high school days. Like shoot, I had a shot, but like it'll be times where like we'll have like a session, right? Smoke session. And everybody freestyle, do their best freestyle. Shoot, even singing, right? It'll be a singing freestyle where, I never like was the guy to the freestyle like wow you because he kept it going. But like I have a nice little something before I pass it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With okay, you got a little something.
CP3 used to rap. CP3 could freestyle.
Here's the funny part.
As he finished the bite of the chicken.
No,
it goes further back. This fool pulled it out his bag. Like he be having snacks.
Snacks on snacks on snacks.
The big chicken in the bag.
So, as always, man, yo, I love this show, though. This show is funny as shit.
Well, I want to say this.
Go ahead.
We appreciate you coming. You gave us a vibe. Your energy is good. It's positive, and we like to see that. Everyone that comes on the show is not that way. There are times where I don't give my little speech like this. I just say, okay, have a great one.
Peace.
But you gave us a good vibe, and that we appreciate that. We see the talent in you. You're up and coming, and we just want to encourage you. One thing that I want to say is that your background is diverse. When you're going forward in your career, just make sure that what you show your audience is you.
Definitely.
Even your diverse background. Don't be afraid to step outside of the box to show that diverse background, because the people who step outside of the box, those are the hit makers. Those are the people that get everyone's attention. So don't be afraid to step outside of that box. Don't conform to what's trending right now. You be that trendsetter. So as long as you do that and keep that in your mind, you're gonna be good. Like I said, we see talent, we speak on it, and we give the best advice that we can give because we want to see you grow. We want to be able to say, he out there, he wasn't the best-selling artist of all time, and we had him here.
Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And y'all had my first whack freestyle. Boom.
Well, so remember this. We just did a whole interview. That freestyle is the smallest part of the interview.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we did a great interview. If the freestyle was whack, it was whack. But move on.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I got booed, okay, cool, I got booed. Move on. Yeah. We just...
to you maybe motivation to someone else.
Because once again, when we talked about, your Mount Rushmore and stuff like that, I'd be the first to tell you the freestyle Lil Uzi Vert kicked in front of Ebro was whack. It was whack as shit. It was the wackest shit I've ever heard. But I remember him saying, "I'm a rock star," and then he proved it.
Yeah, he ain't tripping on. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna say.
So always remember the talent and always remember the growth. You know that's those are my words though. CP3, you got anything? You McDonald's chicken eating motherfucker.
Nah, baby, I'm good.
Oh Lord. We need to give all his characters a name. Munchie. That means he's hungry. So next week we won't be here because we'll be in Atlanta. Well, I'll be in Atlanta.
I'll be at FedEx.
I will attempt to get some artist interviews while I'm in Atlanta. We'll see how that works out, because they talking crazy. I ain't about that shit. I'll be like, next. I will next a nigga in a minute. I'll be like, they're gonna when is it gonna air? Never.
Not never.
Never. When I'm in Atlanta, so here's the thing. So, because this is what happened when we was at Ocean Lounge. And I don't mean to be conceited. I don't mean to come off like a jerk. When I'm in Atlanta, yeah, actually I do mean to come off like a jerk. Artists, please, because when I was at Ocean Lounge, my man came to me and was like, "Yo, dog, did you get any good footage of everybody's performance tonight?" And I told him straight up, like, "Dog, the first I recorded was my nephew Renegade. Unless y'all was paying me, I wasn't recording shit." So artists, don't come to me talking about, "Yo, did you get me on stage?" Nigga, if you ain't paying me, I ain't getting you nowhere. Like, real talk. My lens ain't cheap. My camera ain't cheap. The memory card ain't cheap.
It's for hire.
It's for hire, yes. Now, your girlfriend may be cheap, but I ain't got shit to do with that.
See,
I mean,
you accuse CP3 of being one.
I know I'm shady. I know I'm shady and I'm petty.
That's not what they talk about. That's not what that is about.
See, you can't help him.
And I know that song because I'm the resident Caribbean queen here. Don't do that. Did you?
I don't even know how we got here, but I'm just gonna end the show with a video. To the left-hand side. I used to like that song as a kid, though.
Right, because it was kids singing it.
Yeah.
What? That's not.
Hey, y'all.
They did not say anything of that nature.
Me and the mom.
Yo, this is
I've never heard that part.
This is a video on the mic's on mute now.
Oh yeah. Every time that I pop out, I be bringing all this guap out. Black bottles go block out. It be bringing all the thoughts out. Oh man, every time that I pop out, big drip bring the mop out. New coupe, drop the top down. Cause I got it on lock now. Oh yeah, every time that I pop out. Every time that I pop out. Every time that I pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out. Every time that I pop out. Every time that I pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out. I'm all like a top out. Look, I can't even walk down the block now. This how it is when you got clout. Yeah, I got a bad bitch, she a knockout. People champ like the rocker. Piggy ring with the rocker. I ain't playing like an NBA lockout. Look, I ain't even had to bring a Glock out. Why? They fuck with me hard in my city. I'm a big dog in the yard in my city. Respect from the G's and the broads in my city. No religion, I live like a god in my city. I run it, you can't even jog in my city. They miss me whenever I'm gone from my city. Touchdown just to throw on the yards in my city. Oh Lord, I do it all for my city. And everywhere that I go, I ain't gotta tell them, they already know. It must be my shine, it must be my glow. I told them before that whenever I show, it's a show. Tell me, have you checked the scope? It's a blowout and they already asking for more. I've been fly for a while now, so yeah.
Every time that I pop out, I be bringing all this guap out. Black bottles go block out. They be bringing all the thoughts out. Oh man, every time that I pop out, big drip bring the mop out. New coupe, drop the top down. Cause I got it on lock now. Oh yeah, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean, I mean every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean, I mean
like yeah, you cool, but tell me fool, what's cooler than super? These hoes love me like I'm Luther, and I'm clean as a loofah. You just blowin' smoke like a hookah. But shouts to my shooter, play dumb and this shit, it get stupid. Like he made a move on the movement, and that's why he ain't moving. I am what you would call booming. Greatest gas in the air, so I'm boofing. She smell it, your duck is ghosting. I burn a zip for amusement. Cause when you move high, I be moving, and people can't help but be tuned in. It's a vibe, boy, they be glued in. Man, them haters be fuming. Look, I can't help that we winning, you losing. She dig it, that's what she choosing. Ain't nothing new. Cool, I'm coolin', you know how I do's it. What's there to rap about? I'm super, what's there to act about? Hop in the whip, tense blacked out, and just pop your bitch and pop back out. Like,
every time that I pop out, I be bringing all this guap out. Black bottles go block out. They be bringing all the thoughts out. Oh man, every time that I pop out, big drip bring the mop out. New coupe, drop the top down. Cause I got it on lock now. Oh yeah, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean, I mean every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean, I mean every time that I pop out.